It'd be a shame if I had to kill you if you said anything.
I told you about killing people, dude. I want to find out what's underneath that mask.
I'm not wearing a mask. I have fur. Is there still not music?
Hello, hello, Guilders. Welcome in to Tales of the Riot Nexus episode 4. No, you're all good. You're all good. I'm your humble host, Timber the Wizard. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm super excited to be here. We're going to dive right into the action, but we're going to go around and introduce the players real quick. Domino, take us away.
Hey, what's up? My name's Domino RBG. I will be playing Callum Zelathar. Both of our pronouns are he, they.
Perfect. Next, we have Right Q.
I am right. My pronouns are she, her. I play Lux, also she, her.
Amazing. Galaxy.
Hi, I'm Galaxy. You can call me Galaxy. I'm playing Kite. Their pronouns are he, they, and my pronouns are they, them. Sorry, I'm scrambled.
Amazing. And last but certainly not least, we have Werewolf.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Werewolf BF. My pronouns are they, them, and I am playing Lance a Little, pronouns he, him.
We are also praying for Lance a little.
We are praying a little.
Amazing. Before we get started, I do want to say thank you to Domino and RiceQ for the subscriptions, as well as YF Techno for the follow. Super appreciate it as well. We have some lovely Stream Loot cards available in for the community. Thank you again to Werewolf for that, as well for that. Which all of that goes to funding the magic and gets split evenly amongst this cast. You can play those cards to have all kinds of fun and wacky effects. Check out the pin for more information. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dive right on in. When we last left the party, after being fairly mortally wounded, Kite and Cal had managed to ascend out the upward-facing elevator. Lux had managed to dart out the elevator leading out the bottom of the enclosure that they had found themselves in before getting to and interfacing with Helm and the Nimbus, flying the ship away and undocking. And Lance flew down the Lance followed behind, not landing on the ship, but going to the lower platform. Let's go ahead and start with Lux. Lux, you are currently piloting the Nimbus. It's quiet. There's no chatter from Helm currently in your head. You are just you're just flying. It's a little peaceful.
Peaceful? Okay.
Yeah, you're in the sea right now. There's no threats out here that you're seeing, at least.
Like peaceful and like enemies around, but like the situation is very not peaceful. Okay, so Lux sitting in the pilot seat. It's just gonna be like, are you gonna say anything?
Helm will speak mentally because that's his only way of communicating when you're linked in. You requested that I not speak mentally to you.
Oh my god, can you not do that? Okay.
You.
So immediately.
It's that scene, and oh gosh, the crown. It's some British royalty period piece where she's like, "Don't look at me, look at me, look at me, don't look at me."
Oh my gosh.
Helm falls silent very abruptly.
Look, you can talk to the others, right? Like you can talk to their brains from here, right?
Unfortunately, my telepathic range does not extend to that distance. Do I have permission to continue communicating like this?
I guess. If that's the only way you can do it, then I guess.
Helm doesn't have like a physical presence in this space, but you get like the nonverbal gesture of Helm shrugging.
Okay, this is really weird. Look, can you sense them at all? Like, do you know what positions they have?
Go ahead and as you ask this, make a perception check with advantage.
Okay. Come on. Oh. 13.
13. Helm will chime in and say, my sensors are picking up that ascending and descending the platform that we emerged from, there are a few humanoid life forms as well as some others that were not coming through before.
Like, you mean the plant things and the machines?
I'm unable to make that accurate of a determination on the nature of the beast, but
of course not.
If that is what you encountered.
You said so they're going two different directions. Okay. So she's just gonna attempt to move the ship down just to see if she can catch anybody that is descending.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make me just a straight dexterity check as you are like manipulating Helm.
Okay. 23.
So a dexterity check, this would not have been a save, so you wouldn't add your proficiency bonus to it. So
minus 7 would be 16.
I think you would still get the bonus though. So you have 16 from your modifier. What is your dex mod?
My dex mod is 4.
4. Okay, so that would still be a 20.
Okay.
With the 20, it is a very tactile experience as you kind of will yourself to move through the astral sea, and similar to flying yourself and controlling and manipulating your own body through the astral sea mentally. It's kind of a similar sensation as you kind of descend down, and you see Lance kind of floating down through this like semi-clear kind of translucent tube connecting the two points. Lance, you see the Nimbus kind of fly by and kind of come. How close do you get to the elevator, Lux?
Well, I think she'll get close enough so that Lance could jump on, but nothing could like crawl on, you know? So maybe like...
Sure. Go ahead and make me a stealth check, since you're trying to like do this without being noticed by these plant creatures that are kind of crawling up the side of the elevator and like general maintenance shafts that are kind of connecting the two platforms. Lance, go ahead and make me a stealth check as well as you are gliding, if you're attempting to avoid these plant creatures as you glide through the tube.
I got 29.
For sure, yes. Yeah. Oh, it's a 3.
Oh.
Oh no! Why did it roll again? Sorry.
Oh, you're all good. Lux, with the 29, the the Nimbus is currently in stealth mode. It was left in that kind of darkened cloud state as you had after you had left the shipyard, and you are kind of just able to keep it between like a couple points of starlight, just blending in, shifting it in such a way that it is truly camouflaged in the sky. Lance, what does it look like as you get this 3 on this stealth check as you're like gliding through this tube? What do you think that looks like?
So when you say gliding through this tube, is there like less gravity inside of the station right now?
Yeah, so basically like the platform that y'all were in that had the stage that had its own like gravity centered on that area of the station. So the gravity was like normal there. This tube that you're all or that you were floating through, as well as the other two party members, it like goes out into the astral sea, so you can propel yourself mentally with it.
Okay, cool. So I'm kind of heading. I'm still planning on heading down, and the entire time I'm just grumbling. I'm like, first he appears, and then like it's just supposed to be cool, and I'm still doing this, and then all of a sudden, and I'm like fully just talking to Lady right now, full voice conversation, and then we end up at a space station where I don't think he is, but I'm gonna pretend he is. Maybe he is, but he's probably not, and it's fine, and I'm fine. You know, I think Lady looks at me and sees that very clearly. Lance is not fine.
Yeah, I think like maybe like one of the like hair ties that keeps like Lance's poofs very like tightly held has maybe snapped, and so like half of it is like undone.
God, and I'm just gonna like pull my hand up and just snap the other one, and Lance's just like big cloud hair is surrounding his head right now.
Amazing. And much like the Nimbus, I think that cloud hair is kind of like taken on like this darker like cloud tone to
Oh,
it.
fully. It's definitely a little less kind of cotton candy blue, and like it's much grayer now.
I love that. Absolutely. So so you're kind of like grumbling and like almost like arguing a little bit to Lady and yourself, and like just like kind of opining, and as while gliding through this tube, you go ahead and make me a perception check as well.
Cool. It's not much better. I got a 6.
Okay, yeah. So Lance, you don't know.
I'm just really frustrated.
Yeah, you're just at this point. You're just like, I think, so focused on like this anger that you're feeling towards your mentor, and just kind of espousing to Lady. You don't notice this, but with Lux's 13, as you are coming like around with the ship, you see that on the exterior of the elevator, like you can clearly see Lance floating through the tube. On the exterior of the elevator, like trailing behind him, is several of those plant creatures that you had encountered, and they seem to be following behind him in the tube, and he had not seemed to notice.
No.
Oh.
Perfect. Perfect.
So
my
Lance,
God.
you see you see the Nimbus pull basically alongside the tube. What do you do?
I just look over. Can I see where Reich is at all?
With the 6 perception, I'll say go ahead and roll a fresh perception check for this one.
Okay, cool.
Please.
Yeah, like I just don't know the construction, I guess, of the Nimbus, of like if there's a viewing port of sorts.
There is a
another
viewing port like
perception.
on the front end of it, right? Like where the person sits. With the 12, yeah, you looking through the opening that you know where like helm is, right? And you do see Lux piloting it.
I see Lux, and I see the Nimbus just like flying next to the station, and I throw my hands up and I'm like, I'm fine!
So,
You're so fine, buddy.
oh my God. Can I talk to
You are
him?
so okay.
Totally okay. So fine.
I don't think you
I'm
can talk to
fine.
him at this point, like it's because you have like the elevator and this glass panel of the ship between you. You can try though, like you can try shouting at him.
Okay, and he can see me, right?
Yeah, he can see you.
Okay, so Lex is just going to be like she's gonna be like behind you, and she's gonna like point at him like very stiffly, like point at him and just like keep wagging her finger at him like and saying behind you.
Oh,
Can
Lux,
I
that's two
see the
disasters.
behind me?
Make an insight check.
That's a 21.
Oh my God.
I think you have this like little bit of a horror moment where you see like Lux pointing like over her shoulder, and like instinctively you go to look over your shoulder, and you see several plant creatures, not in the tube, but like crawling along the side of it, like after you. And I think I think we're gonna use this moment. We're gonna cut over to Kite and Cal. So Kite and Cal, y'all are heading up the tube, the opposite direction, away from Lux and Lance. What are y'all doing as you go in and make stealth checks and perception checks as well as y'all float up?
Okay. Oh, good.
And perception.
Good. Stealth was a natural 1. So total of 7.
Okay.
It felt important. Perception was 16.
Okay.
All right. Well, Cal's got a 21 to stealth and then 8 to perception.
We're like one functioning person between the two of us.
Oh, we are so just one brain cell right now.
Yeah, Cal, I think so. Cal, you are sticking very like closely to the shadows. You've kind of like found the one shadowed area of this tube to like glide through to avoid like any line of sight. Kai, what does it look like as you failed this roll, do you think, with the natural 1?
Kite is not feeling good, and he is clunking and clomping with his like nice boots that he's wearing that have nice hard soles, and he is just not even thinking about trying to hide.
Can I give this boy the help action? Like,
I'll allow that. Yeah, go ahead and roll that stealth check again with advantage, or just roll an additional time.
So that was a 7, which brings my total to. Okay, 13.
I mean, 13 is a lot better than 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Cal, you kind of see Kite, like kind of like clomping around, and you like make a gesture to him, or what do you think it looks like as Cal helps Kite be a little bit sneakier?
Honestly, I really envision Cal as just like hearing this like thump thump thump, like, you know, basically like shoes in a like dryer, and he just turns back, looks at Kite, and he just kind of like grabs his hand and he's like, "Hey, quiet."
I like kind of stiffens up for a second and then stops, and he's like, right. And he starts walking quieter. It's still not totally quiet though.
You feeling alright? You still look a little rough.
He's like, I'm fine. It's fine. It could be worse. So
And as you say, it could be worse. With that high perception check you got, you do hear like moving along the exterior of this elevator that y'all are kind of moving through. You hear that sound of that tick, 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 tick of the sharp metallic legs of one of those clockwork spider things crawling along the exterior of it. Go ahead, both of you, as you hear that, go ahead and make like another stealth check. This one, like as y'all hear this kind of thing moving by.
And we give each other the help action.
I'm gonna say no for this one because y'all are so focused on your own stealth check in this
18.
Instance.
The boy, his stealth is coming back. His dexterity is better than I remembered.
Oh, Cal's got a 7.
Oh, good.
Amazing. What do you think it looks like as Cal fails this one?
It's probably like he was focused on being stealthy. He's got Kite, you know, back. He's centered. It's like, all right, let's move through this tube again. And then, like, Kite probably hears like the tick 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 of the clockwork robot, and like he points it out to Cal, and Cal immediately is like, "The fuck!"
Amazing. Yeah. Both
It's
of
like,
you
shh.
can both of you can hear the ticking of the feet stop very briefly and then rapidly start moving towards your location. What do you do?
What did you do? What did you do?
What did I do? You know what? There's an easier way to do this. Just shh. And he like telepathically communicates with Kite. He's like, look, this is going to be an easier way for us to be communicate and be stealthy. Okay, so they can't hear us. We can still communicate with each other like normal. Okay.
You hear in your head, I'm assuming, Kite just going, it's not about us communicating at this point. It's already coming for us.
Listen, we can. If it's just one, we can handle it. No problem. It's fine.
Galaxy,
Listen,
or sorry,
if you get hurt again, I'll heal you. All right?
It's like, all right, that's not really what I'm worried about at the moment, but yes.
Now, this is the first time that Cal has communicated with Kite this way, correct?
Second.
The second time. Okay. Okay. So
First
yeah,
time outside of the ship, though.
first time outside of the ship, though. Okay. Kite, go ahead and make me a history check.
Oh, right. Not one. Let me look. I don't think he has a good history either. 6.
Nice for telling the story, baby.
You feel like this should be more important to you, but it does not ring a bell.
Okay. Make that connection later. He's distracted.
I think the funniest part about all of this is like, it's not like Cal is keeping it a secret that he's a psionic. He just hasn't said, hey, I'm a psionic.
Yeah.
Nobody's asked.
Exactly. It's like, it's just not important information.
So yeah, y'all continue to float away, ascending.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we're going to continue upward. We're going to make that upward momentum.
Yeah.
And what's
Try and get away.
level?
Definitely. So y'all continue to ascend, like communicating telepathically. You do hear the legs skittering up the side, following you as you ascend all the way to the top level. Looking, first of all, the first thing you notice, the reserve power is on in this place, much like the rest of the facility so far. And you see that several of the machines, or the location that this kind of exits out to, is kind of filled with like crates and boxes, some of them metal, some of them wood, a lot of them kind of smashed and busted. And you see that there are like one or two of these, like those clockwork creatures kind of patrolling around, but they don't seem to have noticed you.
Okay. We should try and stick to the shadows. As far as that one that was following us up the tube, I just thought about something.
What?
You know what? Never mind. I won't do that. Too risky. Too risky. Might alert its friends.
Dangerous.
What?
No.
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to do it.
Are you sure?
I'm not going to do it, girl.
I just look stressed. He looks stressed at you. And then he's like, okay, let's just hide. Get them off our backs.
Right. And while they're also trying to hide, Cal is going to take a view of the place, and he is going to do view aura. So he, until his concentration ends, he can oh, no, that's the wrong one. It's actually the wrong. Perceive the unseen. My bad. That's the one I want. You gain the ability to see auras, even invisible or hidden creatures, until your concentration ends, and you can see all creatures, including hidden and invisible ones, regardless of lighting conditions.
Nice.
So
I'm gonna say in this room you do not see anything invisible or unseen by you. But as you're like looking at these clockwork horrors as they are moving about, they do kind of glow with a little bit of a light. Like, you're not sure why you're setting that they're being set off by or why this is being set off by them. But it does appear that they are, at least one part of them is kind of glowing with this, with this aura that you normally associate with invisible or unseen creatures.
Interesting. Okay. Is there anything? I guess we should do like an investigation around the room.
Sure.
See if there's anything interesting.
Yeah. So y'all get kind of out of the tube, the elevator tube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me stealth checks as you guys kind of like gravity reasserts itself, and y'all kind of stand as these clockwork cores kind of maneuver about.
You're killing me with these stealth checks.
20.
10.
Oh boy.
Kite, you with cat-like grace land very quietly, using your cloak to kind of silence the sound of your boots hitting the hard tile. Cal, you do much the same, but as your foot comes down, a piece of metal skitters off with a loud sound. Now they haven't noticed you just yet, so I'm gonna allow both you and Kite like a moment of reaction to salvage this. Basically, what do y'all do?
Good question. I don't have anything useful for this situation. How big are the clockwork things, roughly?
As you look, you recognize that these clockworks are actually a smaller form than the other ones that you had been fighting. These appear to be maybe half or a quarter of the size. They're quite a bit smaller.
Okay, would they fit into a 5-foot cube?
There are multiple kind of walking around. There's like two or so in this room.
But
so
like, is one like small enough that it would fit into a 5-foot cube?
Oh yeah, you could definitely catch one. It's about the
Cool.
size of like a toaster or so. It's fairly small.
Oh, okay, cool. Lovely. He's gonna cast Minor Illusion, in front of us to make it look like one of them just like came up out of this tube. So just like there's like a little guy, a little toaster.
I love that. Yeah, now that you've kind of like looked a little bit harder at it, you recognize that these ones don't actually appear to have like weapons on them. Not like the like cannon. You do see like one little saw blade, but the other arm is like a little like tweezer pincher kind of deal.
Is it like a little crab?
It's a little crab-like, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, it's a little crabby boy.
Yeah. Kite just makes a little crabby boy in front of Cal, like just hoping to be like a distraction.
What is your spell save DC?
Well, so this is Minor Illusion. So I don't know if my DC matters. It's a 16. Oh, okay, no, it would be against investigation check. Or intelligence or investigation check against your spell save DC. To see if the creature discerns that it's an illusion.
Amazing. The creature, this like little investigative clockwork core kind of moves up, and it like does that kind of motion that like spiders do, where they lean back and forth like they're investigating, and then it like you hear it like make a chittering noise. Do you have a response?
I think if I make a sound with it, it makes the illusion go away. So Kite's just gonna try and chitter with his mouth? He's a cat.
Incredible. Go ahead and make me a performance check.
Okay.
Give me a performance check.
Oh no. Oh, not bad. 16.
I think so. You chitter and like bounce your voice kind of out, like to make it sound like it's kind of emerging from the elevator, like where your illusory clockwork core would be. the investigating one kind of like, you see it like lean back and forth again. You see it whir its saw blade up and kind of like kind of moving like almost like a threatening manner towards it, and then the saw blade stops, and then it turns and it walks away.
Oh, thank God.
Either of you can make an insight check to figure out what that was about.
You know what? Sure. Also, I'm going to change my psychic focus to aura sight, so I have advantage on insight.
I rolled another nat 1.
It's okay, I got you, boo. It's a 22.
It's like 3 in the last like 5 minutes.
Home screen.
I think Kite is just like, I have no idea what just happened, but it worked, so I'm not questioning it.
Yeah.
Cal is like, like a dominance display when you see one, like the real clockwork core, like whatever that was, it was almost like it was saying that like it was better than the one that Kite had summoned.
Wow, that one's a bully.
He's like, is that what it was?
Yeah, it's like a weird display of dominance.
Weird.
Let's keep moving. Let's try to like find any areas of interest in this room or any things of interest.
That's a good idea.
Amazing. So y'all kind of pop out of the hole. You do see that there are a couple of doors leading off in various directions, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut back to to Lex and Lance.
Yeah.
Lance, seeing this, maybe not a horde, but mini horde. What do you do?
And it feels like a bad time for me.
Go ahead and make an insight check.
They're not like chill. They're not cool plant golems. They're like bad plant golems that are also kind of spidery.
I
It's
mean,
insight, you said?
yeah, go ahead and make that insight check, or nature.
A 17.
17. You get the sense that there is urgency in their motion, but you don't get like an inherently combative sense from these plants. Like the ones that are kind of chasing you down, like you don't see when you had been fighting them before, they had their like central stalks,
Plant mandibles.
Yeah, and their stalks like extended with like the shooters out and stuff. So they seem to be close to you and are kind of are moving rapidly towards you. These are kind of a new creature for you, but you would think that if a creature like this would not want to put its weapons away if it meant to cause you harm, right?
For sure. I think Lance will look at them. Gets this message from Lux, and like there's a moment of like pure horror as he turns around, and then we cut to another scene. When we cut back, I think Lance looks back and sees them, and then gives a thumbs up to Lux, and I'm gonna keep headed down the tube.
Amazing. What's Lux's reaction to this?
Lux is like, she's in disbelief. She's wondering what the hell Lance is doing. She's like, to Helm, she's like, is he in range enough for you now?
Unfortunately, for a being to be able to be within telepathic communication range, they must be on aboard the ship.
What? What use is that then? I don't.
It's already a talking ship. How good does it need to be, right?
Again, you just like get a non-verbal response. Blink, blink.
And so I think what she's gonna do is, I think she's gonna to get up from the, like, put it in the equivalent of park and get up and go to the nearest opening so she can yell at Lance. and be like, "What are you doing?"
I look at her, I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I know I've been saying that a lot today, but it's fine.
It's not
Like, I
fine.
think there's some... I think they want me to go down to wherever this leads.
And you're just gonna follow them.
Listen, okay, well, first, walking in front. Let's get one thing clear.
They're
Second,
still leading you.
I think I need to go to the sort of greenhouse. I think that's why I'm here. I think that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
It just stares at him. Just a good long stare, like she can't fucking believe this. And then she just waves her hand and she's just like, okay, whatever. And she just leaves. Goes back to the seat.
You could meet me down there.
She goes, give me a second.
I think there's this
Cool.
like tense moment where like where Lux goes, "All right then," and she just walks away, and Lance is like, so what happens next, Lux?"
She makes sure Itzel's okay. First of all, she's going to put Itzel in this puppy Itzel in the pilot seat.
Oh.
Because that's all she can think about doing at this moment. And then she goes back, and it's just like, I can't believe I'm doing this, and just hops back in with Lance.
Amazing. So yeah, you jump off the ship, leaving it kind of floating between the two platforms,
Yeah.
and dive towards the elevator, finding an opening that has kind of been busted either by disrepair or by a passing asteroid. You're not sure, but you float in, and we'll just say you end up next to Lance.
If we die, this is your fault.
Hey, Timbo. I think a Streamloots card has been played.
Oh,
Who did it?
yeah.
Who did it?
Who did it?
Domino played from bad to worse.
No!
Of course you did.
Domino.
You're gonna get Kite killed.
Well,
What do you? Kite's fine.
it's not Kite's scene right now, is it?
It's not a kite scene.
You're right, actually. I didn't even think about it. This is probably gonna affect them specifically. I assumed it would
You're
affect
fine.
all four
I'm
of
gonna be
us.
fine.
The dog's
Look,
in the
this-
pilot seat, so it's not gonna
This is going to be great for their like friendship. This is going to be great for their character development. Just watch.
Oh my god.
It was such a good reason.
How should this get worse?
Things you never want to hear your DM say.
Oh.
Okay, so in this moment, I think the ship kind of starts to float away as like the ship you kind of left it's all in the pilot seat. The ship kind of like starts to begin to float off seemingly of its own volition. Kind of just like you see it like not only floating off but like kind of listing like at like not like at an angle but like it's like rotating like it will do like end up doing loops and stuff as it kind of just floats off. In addition to that, I go ahead and make Lance and Lux, go ahead and make me perception checks as y'all are the only ones currently still in the elevator and outside.
A 13.
22.
Lance, you do not see this, but Lux, you do. You see skulking in from the bottom side of the satellite, you see just for a brief second eclipsing the vacuum, eclipsing the astral sea, you see the form of a spelljammer. Just for a second. And before it slips back behind the lower section of the satellite.
Someone else is here. And also, Helm and Itzel. She just like points at this rotating, flying away ship that they had that is no longer
Lux,
Yeah?
where's Itzel?
And the ship?
Oh, okay, cool. The ship that's... Yeah,
I think
okay,
I
cool.
think he might be controlling it.
Okay, cool. Okay, here's what's up. How far away is the ship, Timbo? Obviously it's moving, but like...
It's not moving that fast. It's like maybe moving like 10 feet, like around. It's going pretty slow.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Lady and say, could you go help with this? And I'm gonna have Lady go fly over there, because she has a fly speed. And she can get bigger and go handle the chair. And she has, like, solid sentience.
I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Lady gives you a thumbs up for floating off towards this ship. Amazing. And I'm gonna say you release her and she like dips out the hole just at the as the final hole of the that kind of leads out from the elevator shaft before you arrive at the floor and gravity orients itself. You see that you are in what appears to be a almost like a greenhouse. At least at one point, like you see several boxes of what would have held fertilizer and planting boxes. Several are tipped over with the fertilizer scattered. And as you see this, it almost appears to be like a plant nursery, and you see like several like fresh kind of buds growing up out of like the flower bed or the plant beds, as well as kind of the dirt on the floor. Go ahead and make me stealth checks as y'all land.
24. No, God. Damn it.
5.
Why are we like this tonight?
I just think it's funny. Like you just think that you're going to be traveling around with someone, and you're like, this is the thing, and then that's not what's happening. I don't know. I think it's funny. That's all.
No, it's hilarious.
No, like Lance is having a moment again, having rolled a 5.
Oh,
God.
I was in character. I'm losing my mind.
Somebody went on the bottom dock. There's another spelljammer.
This is
Be
so
quiet.
You see, Lance. Actually, go ahead and make perception checks as y'all have this like little outburst.
I got a fucking 9. I got a nat 1. I got
19.
Lux,
We're really just not like doing well with each other tonight. We're kind of like two ships in the night.
Which makes perfect sense because this is like the off pairing, right? Like,
It is.
Yo, yeah, fully.
Amazing. I love it. Lux, you are kind of busy chastising Lance but Lance, you see that like from the U2 landing and your like talking, there's no movement. There was no movement initially in this room, but the plants that are peeking out of the beds are now slightly rustling, as if blown by a non-existent wind.
Okay.
being stealthy. You have to be quiet. You can't keep doing this.
Let's listen. I'm fine. We're fine. It's gonna be cool.
Not if you keep talking that loud. Can't you process things without talking them out loud?
Not really. I usually have like a manifestation of my conscious on my shoulder at all times.
Well, then this is very inconvenient.
Anyway, they look like they're moving under the force of like their own wind, is what you said essentially. Like
Yeah.
there's I go. Listen, be careful, and I'm going to cast protection from evil and good on you. Aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiends, and undead. there's a bunch of stuff you're protected against them. So
Shit.
I don't know what's in here, and I don't know what's causing whatever's happening here with the wind and all the things. But be careful. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, y'all see, looking around, there are a few doors leading out of this this chamber that you find yourself in. You also see that there is a large, like, planty, organic-looking hole that has been, like, bored in one of the walls.
Yeah, I think we'll go in there. Does it seem like the plants that are traveling with us are kind of, now that they're in this wider space, have they continued walking?
It seems like they have, in fact, as you say that, you do see that looking up, there are tendrils as the plants are beginning to make their way out of the elevator tube. Also, I'm going to say it here so that way I don't forget. Thank you, Illithid, for playing a +1 to the next roll. So whatever we roll next, whomever rolls next gets +1 to that.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Will.
So you have this moment as you see these, like, kind of plant tendrils begin to come out the elevator that you guys had emerged from. What do y'all do?
I guess head into the hole.
Lux has been checking them to make sure they don't have any. They're not in attack mode still, I guess.
So you're going to wait in the room for the plants to come through?
If they're behind us, I mean, am I able to see? Like, how they're pretty close, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like using their tendrils to, like, pull themselves along the tube, and you can just see, like, their initial tendrils as they are, like, whipping out the end of the elevator shaft, right?
Okay, then yeah, she's gonna keep an eye behind them while they're in the room here.
Okay, yeah. But you're following Lance out the planty hole.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and make me a perception check, and then depending on how well you do, that will make the DC for the insight check.
Okay. 23.
That's pretty fucking high. Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Okay. 13. Wait,
Yep.
would that be a +1 in the next roll? So would I get a 24 on perception?
You sure would.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with the 24 perception and the 13 insight, you see that the plants, they don't appear to be in a hostile state. You pick up on what Lance had picked up before, that they appear to have exited, like, that battle mode that you had seen them in when they were encountering the Clockworks.
Okay. Can I see, like, where their focus is? Is it on us or is it on something else?
It does seem to be on you.
Ugh. Can I... Do I have any, like, sense of the spelljammer that I saw at the bottom of it docking or anything like that?
I'm going to say you were so focused on trying to get a bead on the plants that if you want to, that's kind of what you pick up on as you and Lance kind of exit through this, like, planty hole. Like, as you're kind of, like, ducking in backwards, this is kind of what you see as the first few of these Artoks emerge from the ceiling.
Okay, so I can't even tell. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah, so you push through, Lance, and you, making your way to the opposite side, you see that you are in, like, another kind of area, and this appears to be where, like, that planty mass that you had seen on the exterior of the ship initially had, like, connected with the interior, and you see that there are just so many of these starfish-like plant creatures moving to and fro in this area, and there are many of different colors and different sizes, but all of them are fairly large. Both of you go ahead and make me stealth checks and either perception checks or nature checks to like determine how much you understand of these weird creatures.
Oh my Jesus fucking Christ! No.
It was nature or what?
Or perception, or nature or insight.
Oh,
Sure. Okay.
Oh, fuck! I got a 21 stealth and 8 insight.
This is Lance's bad day, y'all. He is not it's not fine, actually. Despite how much he may have protested.
Lance is no good bad day.
Yeah, fully.
Yeah, I think, Lance, you are just so caught up in your own head that you are like you stumble forward, tripping forward, and you find yourself just plumb in the middle of like almost like a town square full of these like art tucks. Lux, you got a 21 stealth, so I'm gonna offer you the opportunity in this moment to not be caught if you don't want to. Like Lance has fallen, like kind of stumbled out into the opening. There's just too many here, and he got a 3. So there's basically he's spotted. But Lux, you have the opportunity to not be spotted if you don't want to, because you rolled so well on your stealth check.
She's not going to be spotted, but she'll watch it. Like, she's not going to, like, run away or anything, but she's going to hide herself and observe.
Sure, yeah. So you duck away into, like, some of the denser shrubbery foliage, like, that has kind of grown and crept up the walls.
Yeah.
And causing vines to, like, drape down from the ceiling. Yeah, you just kind of tuck yourself away. Lance, what do you do as you kind of stumble out into this central square of these plantoids?
I think I'm going to cast minor illusion in this space, or like in my hand, and I want to make an illusion of like a plant growing up out of my hand and like blossoming.
Oh, I love that. Go ahead and make me a persuasion check at advantage.
Okay.
Big money, big money.
Big money. Ooh,
Yeah.
22.
In this moment, you see, like, are you on your, like, how are you positioned in this one? Are you like on your hands and knees, or are you like have stumbled forward, or like standing tall and doing this illusion? What does it look like?
Oh, it's so dramatic. I think that this is like the kind of pratfall that Lance has practiced 1,000 times, that he like goes into the space, and it's like the newer Willy Wonka movie where he comes out and like falls and then does a roll and like ta-da. Do that, and then when I'm like getting up, I'm kind of like one kneeing it, and my hand reaches out, and there's the light, or the minor illusion.
I love that. As you get the sense, as you stumble out, landing so dramatically, you get the sense that you have just gotten every single creature in this pavilion's eyes or sensory organs on you.
Yeah,
and as
for
you look
sure.
up, all eyes on you, a flower bursts from your hand, and there is a pensive moment as they all look at you, look at this organic matter that they've summoned, or that you've summoned, and kind of in a wave, they all drop and almost like cloister up, like their limbs kind of go not slack, but like almost rigid. Going to make me an insight check. Yeah, Lux as well.
Okay.
Interesting.
14.
Oh. I assume I was pretty persuasive.
I'll say Lance, because you're in the middle of this. Go ahead and make me that insight with advantage.
You are so benevolent, Timbo. This is insight, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an 11.
An 11.
Incredible.
Better.
It's better. I'm gonna say with the 11, and the 14, both of you get the immediate sense that this is a show of reverence to you, and they are all bowing to Lance. And we're gonna cut away from y'all. We're gonna cut back to Kite and Cal.
Shit.
Lance is the plant god now.
Lance is the plant god. Lance is the plant god.
God, Lance is the plant god, god of the plants.
Amazing. So y'all are kind of Cal and Kite, y'all have kind of clustered away to the side, to the edge. Y'all away from the patrol that you feel like they will not come and molest y'all as y'all kind of are sneaking in like a side of this this kind of storage room. What do y'all do next? You see that there are like 2 doors kind of exiting out of this place.
Okay, we should try to find like control systems, something like that. See if there's a way to, get any remaining power back onto this place, or see if there's like maybe a surveillance room if we can see what happened.
Or something to turn off all of those things, then we'd only have to deal with the plants. It'd be nice if the toasters weren't around trying to kill us as well.
This is true, but I feel maybe. But yeah. So you said there's another set of doors that we could go through?
Yes, there are 2 sets of doors kind of on opposite walls from one another. As y'all are kind of chatting about this and discussing your game plan, go ahead and make me perception checks.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ooh, 19. Not so bad. Wait, perception? Yeah, 19.
Oh. Woo! I'll take a 12.
With the 19 and the 12, I'm gonna say, Cal, as y'all are chatting about this, specifically when the clockwork horrors are mentioned, you see that from one of the side doors, you see it kind of opens like a little judderingly and closes, and you see another one of these small clockwork horrors kind of come out of it. It moves up to one of the patrolling clockwork horrors and begins to have that funny, almost like a chittering conversation with it. And they switch places, and the one that was inside leaves, and the other one takes its place and starts patrolling.
Are they really switching patrols?
That's so weird. I mean, they're all little robot-y things. Why are they taking turns?
I wonder.
Is there more to that thought?
Above table, I'm wondering if Cal could telepathically talk to one of these little dudes.
Oh no.
But also, that's a bad idea.
You could always try. And Kite, with your 19, that moment that door was open, you heard the faint and distinctive crackle of lightning, and not like the bolt of lightning that the creatures have been firing. I'm talking about like a bolt, like a large zap, like a very clear and audible lightning discharge.
Oh, like there's a Tesla coil in there.
Yeah, basically, like your brain basically jumps to big magic.
Okay. He'll kind of like lean towards Cal and be like, "There's something large and magic and electric in that other room. I can hear it." His ears are doing like the swiveling thing towards the room.
Let's check it out. Because that's also the same door that another little toaster dude came out of, right?
It is.
Okay.
Alright, Cal's like trying to put 2 and 2 together, and he's like, I hope it does not equal 4. Let's go.
Amazing. So yeah, y'all pick your time and quietly step from this room to the next, opening the door and shifting in.
Are there any like empty cardboard boxes lying around that we could use?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, y'all don your cardboard disguises and moving around. There's maybe a tense moment when one of them walks up to you and like scans it and then walks away.
If Cal puts a cardboard box in front of Kite, implying that he should get into it, Kite just looks at him and he goes, "You know I'm not really a cat, right?"
It's a disguise.
Oh. Fine. He gets inside the cardboard box.
Little did Kite know he was actually partaking in the ancient stealth technique that was taught by the Bellowing Mountains, an OG Bellowing Mountains technique.
I was about to say, like, Cal's like, this is an ancient technique that has been passed down by generations.
Yeah, and every time someone puts a cardboard box in front of me, they expect me to get inside of it like a cat.
Yeah,
Okay?
no, but see, it's not like that. You put the box over you. I'm not asking you to, like, just, like, get in the box and be like, yeah, see? Like, I'm asking you to, like, cover yourself with the box and become one with the box. And
you know what? You're on thin ice. We're getting under the boxes. Let's go.
thin ice, you say? Okay.
To shreds, you say.
Don't do that. So they sneak through the door
under boxes.
Oh my god.
Incredible. Yeah, y'all make your way through the door. I'm gonna say as well, Kite, with your 19 perception check from before, as you are making your way through, this is kind of like a little bit of like maybe like a maintenance hall or maybe some kind of security shaft, your security walkway. You're not 100% sure, but as you walk through, you do see kind of tucked into the top corner of the room of this corridor, you see like nestled in is this pod.
Does it look like a toaster pod?
Are toasters coming out of that pod?
Yes.
No, the pod looks organic in nature.
Oh.
Like plant matter almost, but different than the other plant matter that you had encountered.
Okay.
The pod?
Yeah, I'm gonna resist the urge to immediately firebolt it.
I'm gonna say both of you make me Arcana checks.
Okay.
Alright, these are the right boys for Arcana.
I rolled a 3.
Whoa.
11.
I got a 10.
11 total.
It's a low DC on this check. You both recognize this is the outcome of a spell that is fairly popular as a recovery mechanism. Basically, you can cast this spell called Softwood on yourself or onto another creature, and they become enveloped in this like cocoon of spongy wood, which puts the creature into like a hypersleep, and so they fall asleep and are maintained. And the pod can like the exterior is fairly durable, like it can't take damage from fire, so it can like fall through the atmosphere, and you would be safe inside of it. So you both recognize that this is like basically an escape pod that has been deployed inside.
Okay.
Can I see anyone inside the pod? I'm assuming we're still within a minute.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely see that there is a humanoid form inside of the pod. Absolutely, with Orsight.
Kite's like, should I get the person that's hanging out in there out?
We can try. Maybe they can explain some of what the fuck's going on.
Yeah. How high up is it?
It's not super high up. It's like 10 or so feet off the ground. It is kind of tucked away, which you think has probably led to it not being discovered.
Intentional, got it. Kite is gonna just kind of hop, like, and hit the wall and hop up. You know, like how cats will, like, bounce, like, parkour their way up stuff? sometimes.
Sure, you're gonna triangle jump up the wall. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I'm gonna triangle jump up the wall and grab onto it, because it's holding them. It should probably be able to hold both of us. And he's got a dagger, so he's just gonna kind of try and, like, very carefully carve it out.
Perfect. I love
Under
that.
his breath, Cal was like, "You know, I'm not really a cat."
My ears are large, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm aware.
As Kite stabs the dagger into the softwood of this cocoon, it cuts very, very easily as you bring the blade across it and through it. And you have, I feel like Kite's probably even opened one or two of these before. Like, I feel like this is a fairly common protective measure. Like, lots of people are given these as like as breakable magical items that they can use in case of emergency, right? So you've probably encountered these before, both of you, I would say, perhaps. So you know just the correct way to cut it open, so that way you don't damage the person inside while also getting them out efficiently. And you do so, leading to a kind of slurp sound as the figure falls to the floor. You see they are a small green humanoid they appear to be a goblin. They have goblinoid features, but they have insectoid antennas that are like implanted into their head, and as well as a second set of arms, which are very much different than their main form. They appear to be like insectile in nature. The creature is asleep currently, but you see it, like, his breathing start to become more regular, and like he is beginning to rouse.
Kite will hop down and just immediately start poking him on the face.
Oh,
Hey, no, Kite.
You know, like a cat does.
Hey.
He's like, I thought I was a cat, huh? He just keeps pawing at the dude's face.
I mean, if you keep acting like a cat, I'll just treat you like a cat.
You treat me like a cat, I'm gonna act more like a cat. None of your shit is ever gonna stay on any shelf in your room, ever.
Joke's on you, I don't have any shit to put on a shelf.
As you poke the goblin, says, "Come on, boss, just 5 more minutes." Then you can roll over.
Did Timbo turn very robotic for
Yeah.
anyone else at the
Yeah.
weirdest time?
Yeah.
and so did the
Oh,
music,
sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. I didn't hear what I didn't catch what you said because of it, but it was very atmospheric, I will be honest.
Is it
No,
any better?
fully. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
It was just right then. Yeah.
Yeah.
The goblin, like, as you're poking his face, Kite, the goblin goes, "Come on, boss, just a couple more minutes," and he kind of rolls over.
Kite like full on smacks him like a cat would. You know, like
Okay.
not like hard, but like, you know, like when a cat is like swatting at something.
That's when Cal just kind of like puts both of his arms around Kite and he just kind of like pulls him away.
Kite's like, he needs to wake up.
I think Cal is not fast enough to eliminate the first bap, and so like Kite's paw comes down hard on the goblin's face, and he sits bolt right upright and goes, What's happening? Oh shit, I remember. Oh shit, who are you?
We're
Hi.
the people trying to figure out what's going on here.
Also, his name's Kite. I'm Cal.
I'm Uglos. He kind of moves forward to stand, like using all
Uglos.
four of his all four of his arms to kind of get up.
Telepathically, Cal says to Kite, "That is a very unfortunate name."
You see him do like a very funny stretch, as like he all of 4 of his limbs kind of like stretch backwards, and he goes through like a little bit of calisthenics, which looks very curious as a being with 4 arms. And he goes, "Man, how long was I out for?"
What? How would we know that?
That's fair. That's a good point. I don't know why I asked.
What was the date the last time you remember?
He'll say a date that is about a week ago.
Okay, so about a week.
Oh shit! The
So
last thing
things only been shit around here for a week.
to above table, that does actually line up to you.
With what we
Faarv-
heard.
Yeah, Faarv
Yeah.
had mentioned that that it had only been out of commission for a short period of time, like 2 weeks or so.
Okay, so this store's checking out, but that means things went down south real fast.
Yeah, what do you remember, Uglos?
The last thing I remember, I was with me and my boys. We've been hired by this individual to clean this place out, and it went south real fast. We tried to come in at it from this side of the station, but it was like kicking an ant's nest, space ants, and they just swarmed all over us. Before I knew it, they had devoured the ship completely, the helm, everything, and I panicked, ran into this room. I had one of those cocoon pods on me, and I figured the boss might send someone else.
So when you say space ants, do you mean like clicky clicky clockwork robot space ants or plants?
What do you mean plants? No, all we encountered was a bunch of weird robots.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Also, who's your boss?
That'd be the leader of the Shambling Hounds, Mardak.
What's a shambling hound?
It's me, and then he kind of like turns around, and he's wearing like a leather vest jacket, and it's got like a biker patch on it that says Shambling Hounds, and it's like a dog. It's like a dog plant creature that's like clearly like been bioorganically augmented to be exceptionally like strong, with like huge like wooden fangs that like curve down into like tusks.
Does it look like the plants that nearly took Kite out?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Also, like, Cal realizes he is still holding Kite, and he just kind of looks down at him, and he goes, like, in his mind, he's like, Shambling Hounds. He sounds really proud of this.
In fact, I'll say
It's like, put me down.
I'll say both of you can make a history check. Kite at disadvantage.
Aw.
Because that Kite doesn't know anything about gangs.
You're
He's so
right.
sheltered.
Oh no, that was a 7 and a 3.
The dice were telling the story today. It's a 9.
Neither of you know who the Shambling Hounds are.
Oh, by the way, while Cal is just holding Kite, he's gonna cure wounds on him.
Nice, you casting that at first level?
Yeah.
It's like, why does it suddenly feel warm? He's like, did you pee? What the fuck?
No, This is the last time I'm ever healing you.
It's like, oh, you healed me.
Yeah, I did.
How much did I get back?
Let's see. Roll 1d8. Please for. You got back 5.
Woo! I'll take it. Okay, it's like, that wasn't really necessary, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Now put me down.
Say please.
You picked me up without my permission. You're telling me to say please? To put
You
me
were
down back
smacking
down?
strangers.
I wasn't hitting him that hard.
Is that why my face is a little sore?
Shush you! I did not hit you hard enough for your face to be sore.
Oh, I thought they were still talking telepathically.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is funnier.
Yeah, this is way funnier.
It's like, put me down, please.
He puts Kite down.
Tall people think they can do whatever they want.
Excellent. So, yeah, I feel that, my brother in shortness. Anyways,
My brother in shortness.
Kite does not know whether to be offended or, like, feel welcomed.
Short King Squad.
He just looks confused.
Uglos looks at both of you and goes, "So, where's the rest of the rescue party? I assume there's more than just the two of you. I mean, y'all look pretty strong, but I assume there's more of you."
I have a question.
Yes.
There's no chance that your friends turned into plants that started fighting the little toasters and then potentially accidentally attacked us, not knowing that, like, we were here to help.
How would he know that?
if he can turn into a plant.
I can't turn into a plant. I can just, I just have traits of plants. That's the shambling hounds, right? But no, I don't think I never heard of that before.
So none of your
plants
friends
like
can turn into plants?
No, I mean, Marduk can do something kind of like that, but
Shouldn't we
Marduk
still be
turn
hearing
into
like a bzz
animals?
sound?
That's a good question, actually.
you do hear a random intermittent bzzz sound. It is much louder now and more obvious. Cal, you don't need a perception check to be able to hear it.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted something.
No, you're
No,
good.
it was us being goofy about can your friends turn into plants?
Cal's just like his ear twitches, and he's like, "Where is that coming from?"
In here, I told you. That was what I told you we should go look at.
Yeah, there is another door at the end of this corridor.
Did you have any more information about this place? He's looking at Uglos.
I'm kind of like a little bit of like the fix it kind of guy. Like they don't really tell me a huge amount of stuff. They usually just point me in a direction and
And what? Like,
and I
shoot?
No, like I fix things, like I'm a bit handy. That's what the arms are for. And he gestures at the smaller arms. He's like useful for putting stuff back together, holding tools, that kind of thing.
Okay. So you literally fix things.
He wiggles his antenna
That
at
kind
you.
of fixer.
Wiggles his antennas at me?
Yeah, as you get it, he's like, that's like as an affirmative. He's like, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Incredible.
Okay. Now I'm gone. Sorry. Keep going.
Cal's is gonna make his way to the door where the buzzing is coming from.
Oh, perfect.
Excellent. Yeah, you crack the door.
He's gonna just like slowly creak it open. We don't want to just like kick the door down and be like, "Hey, we're here," and then next thing you know, there's like some clockwork toasters and some like little crab plants, and they're fighting each other on a stage, and you're in the middle of it again.
Boom, baby. Yeah. Go ahead and make me a stealth check as you quietly open the door.
Boom, baby.
Boom, baby. You've got to stop having me roll stealth.
I'll say, Kite, if you want to, you can give
The
me
help.
the help action.
Yeah, I can do that. Do I also have to roll stealth? I rolled
No,
stealth.
no.
I don't know why I wasn't.
You're all good. Cal was kind of peeking through the door, so we'll say that you help buoy him, and we'll take the 14, just for fluidity's sake. So, Cal, you creak the door open. Kite, you see that there is I think just a little maybe the hinge of the door looks especially rusty to you, and so you just kind of quickly run over and you maybe grease up the door the hinge somehow or something like that. What do you think?
I'm sure he has something weird on him, like snake oil.
He probably does have grease on him, honestly.
Yeah, he is a wizard. He's probably got something that can lubricate it.
You produce grade W brand wizard oil from your bag and just grease up the doors of Bellowing Mountain product.
I
Good.
hate that he has space WD-40.
Yep.
And so,
Why?
so the loud squeak becomes a squeak, and then it just opens normally. Inside, you see. There's a lot that you see. Go ahead and make a perception check to see how much you can take in looking through this crack.
Okay.
Not my passive perception.
Cal is the only one that can see this right now because he's the one looking through the crack.
Oh, never
Kite's
mind.
short enough, he could fit up under there and
Oh,
also
you're
get
right.
through the crack.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kite is a short king. He can also make that
God
perception
damn
check.
it.
I got a 22.
Mine was what is 17 plus 5? 23?
Also 22.
22.
22.
Double 22. 2022. So you with the double 22s, you both of you Scooby-Doo style, and Douglas is there too. He's at the bottom of the totem pole. You peek through the door
Buddy.
and look out. There is a lot happening there. The rapid bolts of energy you see are illuminating the space in bright flashes. So you're kind of seeing this almost as if in like kind of stop motion, as like the bright flashes are happening periodically and things have moved since then. And so in these kind of couple of bright flashes, you see there are several, maybe about a dozen or so of the smaller toaster robots working together in order to be you see them working together, taking pieces of metal and scrap and crafting it and refining it and putting them together, creating these kind of larger droids, which then kind of stand up and kind of walk away. You see there are several other of these like kind of smaller toaster sized ones, like stripping things down and destroying them from to their like base components, and like you see like a piece of a spelljammer helm that is being currently worked on. All this is going on, and with these flashes of light happening, and that's the last thing that y'all realize and see in this moment is this bolt of energy lancing out and striking some of these units, these little the little clockwork cores, like bringing them to life and energizing them, filling their batteries full as they stand up jerkily and kind of walk away with that full charge. And you see, as your eyes follow the bolt of energy back to the source, you see a large tree kind of fastened into the middle of the like the central point of the station. And you recognize that the color of this tree, there are no leaves on it. It is completely stripped bare, and the color on it is the same color that you had seen piping down through the central section of the space station, down through the middle of the stage room that y'all had entered in through. And as you watch, you see bolts of energy lancing off from this tree and down into the clockwork cores, energizing them standing up and walking away. And it seems to be doing this like periodically.
Okay.
It's a fucking assembly line.
Yeah, it is. Kite's gonna look at Uglos and he's like, and this isn't normal?
It wasn't like this when we got here. When we got here, it was, you know, there were a few of them. We were trying to get the power source back online, and that was when they swarmed us.
Oh. I understand even less now, I feel like.
You think? Can I roll an insight check as to maybe get an idea of maybe this tree has grown around the power source and kind of become the power source for the station now?
I'll say you can either make an Arcana check or a Nature check.
Ooh, I'll take either, honestly. That's
a 10 Arcana
okay,
check.
dice.
A 10. I'm going to say that this does not look natural. The way that it is fastened into the structure at large, it looks like it's been coupled in. It doesn't look like it's been grown in. Like it might have grown in there eventually, but it definitely looks like it didn't start in the satellite. It has come from elsewhere and has kind of grown to fit its accommodations. And I think with that, we are going to go ahead and take our very first break. So we're going to take a 10-minute break. We will be back at the 45-minute mark. Stick around, chat. We will be back very, very soon. Hello, Guilders, and welcome back to Tales of the Riot Nexus, episode 4. Thank you so much for your patience as we, took care of various functions. We're going to go ahead and dive back on over to Lux and Lance. So Lux, you see all of these plant creatures bow in reverence to our lovely cloud giant. What's Lux's reaction?
So
while she's watching this, like all of the plants become kind of like reverent, and all eyes, you know, metaphorically eyes on Lance. She as she's standing there like huddled behind the vines in the back, she just gets this like instant image of this basement's dark room with like feet, the sound of like feet like pounding up above, and like kind of like a bassy percussion sound faded, and like some really like music and chatter up above. And in this room there's a group of people with blurred faces that she can't quite see or decipher. And there's this man in the center who's incredibly like commanding the attention of the room. And he has this like irresistible charm that like no matter the height he is, he seems tall. And she looks down and she sees her leg shaking, but it's not the legs that she has now. It's like, it's completely different. And she has, like, she sees these strands of brownish hair that look like they belong to her. And suddenly she feels a tap on her arm, like someone just touched it, and she snaps out of it.
And as you come back, this memory that had pushed its way to the forefront of your consciousness, that hand that you feel on your arm, you recognize is the like a vine kind of falling on you from a nearby doorway, as all these plants have kind of like almost seemingly you tucked away, almost ignored you, as they are just enwrapped by Lance a little.
Oh.
So Lance, these plants have fallen in reverence to you. What do you do?
Oh, cool. I see. I told you it's fine. We're fine. So we're like in kind of the agricultural center, garden, greenhouse, this whole vibe. Yes.
I'm gonna say, now that you have a little bit more of a moment to like take a breath from like a kind of central position, go and make me another insight check.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You look around. This isn't just like a greenhouse where they're growing smaller versions of themselves. In fact, you think that maybe that other area might have been a nursery for newborn plants. You look around, you see like shops set up, and maybe like you see like people kind of moving to and fro. This appears to be like maybe like you'd say like maybe like a small village, a town.
And does it seem like it was built by people? Or
it definitely
by
looks
plants?
like it was constructed by these plant creatures. Yeah. Also, I want to say thank you to Beep Salt for playing Muscle Memory. Lux utilizes a hone technique from her past. She has advantage to her next attack roll, as well as Lance's last season fashion. Lance, you have disadvantage to persuasion checks until you change out of your current outfit.
You know what? That's fair. I accept that. I think like there's this moment Lance is like looking around, looking at this place, and realizing that I am in a whole brand new world, and I can't believe I am wearing an old outfit. I am not an outfit repeater. And I look at Lux and go, I don't have any way to talk to them, but I think they're actually sentient.
She's wondering if he talks to her, does that blow her cover? Or like
No, I'm just kind of saying out loud, just
Yeah.
into the world.
Got it, okay. I was like, wait a second. She just like kind of takes note of that, and just like kind of like looks around her to see if they really do seem sentient.
Sure, go to make me either an insight or a nature check. Also, thank you to Illithid for playing Lance's little fractal fragment. Until the end of the session, Lance can subtract a d6 from one attack, ability check, or saving throw of a target that they can see.
Oh, cool.
Neat.
Kind of a cutting words.
Yes.
Oh.
5. It's a little tricky to say, I would say. You definitely like see the semblance of organization in this place. Like you definitely see like small little stalls have been set up. Like there appears to be like other areas that are set up in other various ways, but the meaning of which you can't glean. I would say even with the 5 insight, you definitely get the sense that like these creatures have a level of intelligence that is more than just your standard plant. Definitely.
Can I? Okay, I think Lux is going to test the waters here a little bit, and slowly try to unhide herself. See if there's any reaction against her.
The plants are all so enwrapped by Lance that there is no reaction as you kind of come out of the shadows.
Okay, then she's just going to kind of stand beside Lance.
Amazing. Yeah, you come to stand next to Lance. Lance, you see as Lux walks over, you see that there is one plant that is kind of making its way through the crowd. It is prostrated, if you could call this position that, although it is kind of like almost like crawling towards you as if it's like doing so in deference.
What is this about?
I think they live here. I don't know. I was trying to show that we were peaceful, but I think I might have overdone it a little bit, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They seem very what's the word?
They're worshiping you, it looks like.
Yeah, reverent definitely felt up there. Also, sorry, that's garage real quick.
As y'all are having this chat, the one Artok, it has managed to make its way to the front of the procession. You see that this Artok, it is different than the other ones. The other ones are like kind of mottled greens, maybe blues. This one is like purples and pinks. You recognize it. It almost has like a similar color aesthetic that Lance does.
Oh.
And it comes forward and it pulls up from its reverent position, and when it does so, all the other Artoks do so, but then they just go back to what they were doing before. Like they meander off and continue going about their business. The colorful Artok, the blue and pink one, it kind of like lifts its central kind of stalk upwards and ejecting like its head, and it affixes a glistening eye with you onto the both of you. And it, like, in it's like kind of shrill language, it says something, which neither of you understand.
Can we see what language it is? Like, can we try to identify with the language?
Sure. I'm going to say go ahead and make me a history check at disadvantage, both of you, if you would like.
The
Okay.
Oh, we got a nat one.
6.
Yeah, neither
God,
of you know
so
what these.
smart.
Neither of you know what these creatures is speaking.
Smart.
In fact, Lance, have you gleaned their displacement yet?
I don't think so. I think I did on the robots, but I don't think I did on these ones.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you would like to do so, feel free to make an Arcana check.
Yeah. Cool.
Wow,
That's a 24.
Holy shit. That's a really good roll. You have like a moment to actually take them in and see them truly. And as you kind of extend this sense out, like your vision changing to become like more in touch with the timeline of objects, you see that much like the clockwork horrors, these creatures are also displaced very heavily out of time. But if the clockwork horrors were from the past, these things are from the distant future.
Interesting. From the distant future.
Yeah, at least a few
Ooh.
hundred years minimum.
Wow. Okay. And do we just seem to be kind of in an open space? There's not necessarily like any hallways branching off from here?
There are a couple of like doors that kind of lead off in various directions. You would also see like the blue and pink Artok kind of like gesturing and pointing over towards what appears to be like a small temple, and like begins to kind of walk off, like gesturing.
I'll follow it. Can I hold my hand down to hold a little plant tendril?
Absolutely, and we'll absolutely take your hand.
We hold hands as we walk towards the temple.
Can I recall, I think in last session, I believe I was able to see that Lance was not fine. We were approaching the satellite. Am I able to, like, recall that now? Can I use that?
I mean, yeah, I think you remember Lance. Like, Lance has clearly been upset. Like,
It hasn't been that long.
it's
Yeah. I'm just making sure. I don't want to break any rules.
No, you're.
Okay.
Why don't you go ahead and
I
just make a
think
straight
what-
insight check and just to get a general sense, right, where Lance is at right now.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was going to have her reference then. Damn it! I could have.
I'm gonna say you definitely remember Lance being upset, but I think at this point, like Lance is probably tickled pink by holding this plant's hand and walking, in this moment, right?
I think that, like, Lance has been very tense since we've gotten on the satellite, and this is the first moment where, like, the kind of inquisitive part of being in something completely undescribable, Lance is, like, ready to go into it with a smile.
Perfect. So in this moment, like, Lux, you definitely remember there being like this tension that was very uncharacteristic of Lux, or of Lance rather. But as he has found himself in this kind of strange and almost potentially desperate situation, it's almost as if it has kind of like brought him back and recentered him, and he looks like his happy, classic, goofy self as he kind of is led by this tiny, kind of diminutive plant creature towards this temple.
So, would she be able to bring up the connection that Lance, like noticing that there was a kind of a connection here?
I mean, you can bring that up if you would like, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I think Lex, like watching Lance and this little plant and this little moment where he finally seems like himself again. She remembers how he's been acting up until this point, really, and is just like, you have a connection to this place, don't you?
I mean, I don't think that's terribly difficult for you to see. Yeah, that is certainly one way to phrase it.
What do you know about it?
I know the person who designed the station. I've never been on it before, but I've seen the plans before. It was one of the sort of... It's interesting. I kind of left home with the help of some friends, one particularly, and I haven't heard back from him kind of at all since I've left, which has been both interesting and at times frustrating. And there was a part of me that was hoping that he might be here, but also nervous he wouldn't be, and now I don't know if it matters. Something more interesting going on here than whatever nonsense I'm dealing with, you know?
Yeah, I guess. She just remembers the spelljammer she saw. Do you think he could have been in this spelljammer that I saw earlier?
What did it look like?
What did it look like, Tidbo?
You didn't get that good of a look at it, but it did kind of have a classic spelljammer kind of vibe to it. Like it looked a little bit like a sailboat.
Okay. It kind of had some sailboat qualities, I guess, but it looked like a regular spelljammer other than that.
Sure. Well, you know, I will leave it until we find whoever that may be to see if it's him. But if it's not, I think I'm gonna try and be okay about it. Like I said, there are always other things to learn than just, you know, what you want to learn, if that makes sense. I can be patient, although I am still a little in a mood. I don't know. Something about this adorable little plant person that matches me. I love it.
Amazing. And I think with that, you have kind of been like led into the temple. Like it pulls back like almost like a felt, like a dark red felt curtain as you are kind of led inside. This room is kind of heavy, or this kind of like small enclosure that it has created. It almost seems like it's turned like a back closet or something into a little shrine or this little temple. And yeah, it's the room is kind of thick with the smell of like heavy incense. And go ahead, both of you, make me perception checks as you walk in with this kind of low lighting as the blue and pink Artuk kind of moves and gestures to the paintings it has seemingly created.
Okay, so I rolled
15?
an 11, but I would like to use knowledge from a past life to roll a d6
Absolutely.
to add it. Oh.
So
That's
14.
a 14. Great. Fine.
The creature will kind of gesture to these different diagrams, and I think Lux, the first thing that like leaps out to you is that there are many individuals that are like kind of illustrated here, the majority of which you don't recognize, but you do see one, just do see a few people on there that are clearly recognizable. You recognize yourselves. The entire Riot Nexus is illustrated in this graphic. It's very clear, and you also see very recognizable as well. Yira is in this too.
Ooh.
And Lance, you see in this kind of like middler of these like murals, you see there are. It almost appears to be like a war happening. Like there's a big battle occurring where there is like this large spitting mass in the middle with this kind of shape or symbol kind of stamped on it that you've never seen before. And you see just like dozens of what appear to be spelljamming vessels kind of in orbit around this kind of mass. They seem to be firing at each other or at it. You're not sure. And then the last panel, it is kind of half finished, half undone, and you see that it seems to be like intentionally like that, as like you see there are like illustrated these kind of plant-like creatures kind of like moving through an opening like in space seemingly, and that's kind of the last image that is displayed.
So with these illustrations, like how many? You said there were like 3 separate panels.
Yeah.
Is our group and Ira in the same panel, in the same illustration?
Yes, you're both illustrated there, as well as several other individuals that you don't recognize, neither of you.
What are we doing, and what is Ira doing in the illustration?
Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Okay.
6.
Oh,
It's
can I use
tricky.
knowledge from past life again?
Yeah, you can use that as many times as proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like anything would be better than this.
Nice.
12, much better.
12. It's tricky to tell. It is not the most clear diagram, but you do see that there appears to be like, it doesn't appear to be like violent. Like, you don't see blades out or weapons around, but you see almost like, it almost appears to be like a grouping or a meeting, a coalition. You're not sure.
Ugh.
And it's like the blue and pink Artok is like gesturing very, very like pointedly to like you two in the diagram, like, and it's chittering away in its funny language.
Oh, Lance,
Yeah.
do you see? We're on here.
I see. There's something interesting going on here. I wonder if, okay, so you know what I do, and you know I work with the Mandelbrot set, and you know our thing is time. I've noticed 2 things about being here. First, the machines that we saw upstairs were from somewhere in the past or the future, right? No, the past, the distant past. Mm-hmm. These machines have come here to this time and place. On the other side of that, these plants that we find ourselves here with are from the future. They've been displaced out of their time, and I'm not sure exactly what's happening upstairs. But these, I think they went through some kind of, almost like a portal or a tunnel, something from the future to escape what was ever happening in this picture to come here.
When you look at this, like, do you see? It looks like we're meeting. We're in a group of some kind. Can you tell what we're doing?
I mean, Timbo, could you describe the picture one more time?
Yeah, it's kind of it's a little difficult to make out like the level of detail because it's kind of been drawn by these kind of, they don't have like brushes or anything. It seems like this priest almost had been dipping his tendrils in paints and had been like scoring the walls with them, right? So it's a little difficult to tell, although you are very distinctly like visible. Like it's very hard not to notice like Lux's prosthetic arm and your very iconic hair poofs, right? But the rest of it, it's like it's fairly generalized to the point where you're not sure whether or not this is like a peace council meeting, a coalition meeting. Is this a war room meeting? It just seems like some kind of gathering.
It just makes me wonder if they have some kind of knowledge of an event to come, and that's what these paintings are. Because they, like I said, they are from future in a manner, or like in a quite literal sense, and they.
And as Lance,
This one that looks like the same kind of color palette as me, does that look natural?
as you look at it and kind of are closer to it, you recognize it actually isn't natural. It looks like it's painted itself.
Yeah. Goodness.
And I
Kind
think-
of a
Oh, go ahead.
kind of taking a swing. I'll try and talk to it in Giant and Primordial to see if either of those spark anything with it. The Primordial maybe, because of elemental stuff.
As you kind of cycle through your languages, it kind of can tell what you're trying to do, and it attempts to speak slower and more clearly. It cannot. There is no similarity between the languages that you're speaking.
For sure.
It doesn't even seem to have like a standard mouth that you
Yeah.
kind of have. It almost as this like proboscis that it's making vibrate at different pitches and frequencies that is kind of like causing this like noise that you're hearing. And so as Lance attempts to communicate further with with the blue and pink artifact, we cut back over to Kite and Cal. Y'all have peeked through the door, I assume shut it a little bit so y'all can have your conversation with Uglos. Take it away.
So, really quickly above table, Timbo, can
Yeah.
you remind me? Kite also noticed the displacement, right? Did he catch like a time period at all?
As Kite thinks about this, make me an Arcana check.
Okay. 14 plus 8 is...
22.
Thank you, 22.
Very nice. This is like the first time that Kite has really kind of tapped into this sense, kind of from hanging out so much with Lance. You definitely get the sense of displacement. It takes like you a minute or so of like kind of focusing, but you are able to tune in and you get this sense in your gut that these things are from the past, probably the far past.
Okay. But that tree looks like it's been here a while, right?
Yeah, it looks a contemporary. You don't notice any displacement on it.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to like put the puzzle pieces together and I am not forming a picture. But Kite will relay that information to Cal and then say, These robots aren't supposed to be here. But they're
Right.
using that power source. And it seems like they're taking over. So maybe
Go
we
ahead.
just need to take away the power source for them? And then they'll want to leave?
That's what I was thinking. Can Cal roll a history check?
Sure. What do you want it to determine?
Has he possibly seen any machinery like this before?
Sure. Go ahead and make that history check.
Okie dokie. Let's see how old you really are, buddy. That's an 18.
I think you definitely recognize pieces of these things. Like, I don't think Cal ever encountered a fully intact version of one of them. However, I think during his many years working for the Bellowing Mountains, he definitely encountered like chunks of these scattered about Chronolorian ruins. Absolutely.
So, like, they were even old by the time he had seen them. Like, they were ancient. Were they,
Yes.
like... were they necessarily Chronolorian in nature, or is that something that they would have assumed about them if they found them in Chronolorian ruins?
That's something that was assumed, but there was never a direct connection that was established between the two of them. It was just due to placement more than anything.
Gotcha.
And as y'all are like kind of talking about this, like watching, like looking in, you see that the plants that had managed to get a little bit of a foothold in the stage room, they have actually managed to fight their way up the side of the tower and are starting to make ingresses into the room. You see that there's like a little bit of a panic going on in the assembly room proper, and they as the plants begin to like assault that room. One of the plants kind of manages to slip up and get to the side, and it lets forth like a chittering cry. And in that moment, you hear like an abysmal wail emanate from the stripped bark tree.
Oh no.
From the tree itself?
Yeah.
Is that tree within 120 feet of me?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Cal reaches out to the tree with his mind, and he just gives it like a little... Hello?
You get back pain, binding, enclosed, captured. The feeling of being drained and pain, being prodded and poked. It is a wave of emotional energy. Go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okie dokie. That's a 6.
You take 2 points of psychic damage just from this emotional backlash of torrent as you connect yourself to a creature that is basically being used as a fuel source.
Cal winces and hisses in pain, just like after a moment of his eyes going wide from this flood of like sensory information. And once he regains himself and hears Kite talking at him, he rubs his temple and he goes, okay, the machines are definitely using that tree for something. It's in pain. We've got to stop them, and it looks like the plants are also up here. They're fighting against them. I don't know why, but they're definitely using that tree as a power source.
I mean, the plants are probably fighting against them because they don't like the robots using the tree as the power source, right? So we probably shouldn't try to destroy the tree or turn it off.
Correct, but we've got to find a way to... We're going to have to investigate this room more in order to see if there's a way that we can disconnect it from what the machines have it connected to.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Timo, can you remind me, is this room enclosed?
It is technically enclosed, although it does have like a couple of gashes like in the floors and in the walls. I'm sorry, you mean the room that you're in, the corridor?
No, the room that the plants and stuff are in.
There are like a few gashes in the walls and the floor that they are creeping up through, and that the clockwork cores are creeping out through.
Okay.
Also, I'm just gonna throw this out here. Doldrum blurbles happily next to you as well, Kite.
Oh. Hi, Doldrum. I'm trying to... okay, Kite's like, I have an idea. It's gonna hurt a lot of things in there, but it might also send some things flying away.
Alright, what's your plan, big guy?
He kind of is like, Oh, this is so dumb. He pulls his wand out. And he points it through the door, and he tries to angle it so he's mostly hitting the robots, and whatever the robots are, like, using to, like, attach to the tree, like, that area. And he's gonna cast Pulse Wave, which is a 30-foot cone.
Holy crap. Okay. What does Pulse Wave do?
I'm sending it now. Oh no, it didn't send the thing. It only sent... There we go. It does a lot of stuff. Everything in there takes 66 force damage on a failed save.
Holy
but more
shit.
importantly, if they fail, they're pushed... I'm gonna say pushed 15 feet away, because I don't want to pull them towards us. Push 15 feet away. And then also, any unsecured objects are also pushed.
Oh.
Wow, amazing. All right, yeah. They are going to make their con saves.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that, like, the door opens into the room, like, a little far away from the crack that the plants are kind of coming up out of. So you actually have the ability to angle it in such a way that it does not hurt the tree or the plants. You can
Okay, cool.
This perfectly. So the Clockwork Horrors are going to make their con save. And they fail. So they get just launched. Go ahead and roll that force damage.
22.
Wow.
Noise.
And I'm just going to go ahead and make them make a dex save real quick. And they succeeded on the dex save, but I'm going to say, so about half of the 24 or so of these like smaller and littler ones and their component pieces just get launched at the wall. They go thudding against it, taking that 22 points of force damage. And several of them end up like going through the smaller cracks that had seemingly been like roughshottedly repaired and just bust through and are flung out into the astral sea, like escaping basically, or being pushed away. The plants, I'm gonna say as well. Go ahead, Galaxy. Kite? Were you trying to do a stealth check or this sneakily?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check with disadvantage.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's like a. Oh, that was a 19. Oh, good. A 19 and a 2, so 8.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the door also just goes boom and flying off its hinges as it accidentally gets caught in the
Oh no!
caught in the AOE. Everything kind of looks towards you, and and all the plants. I think they're going to make an insight check to see just how much they understand that you're trying to like help them.
Yeah, also, whatever they had, like, attached to the tree, that would also technically go flying, but I don't know if it would fly free of whatever is going on.
Sure, yeah, there are several, like, clamps that have been clamped onto the tree, not by the Clockwork Horse, but seem to have been an aspect of the station that was built into it, but you do manage to knock one of that clamps off of it. There are 3 more clamps that are still holding on to it.
Okay.
Can I follow that up? Like Cal puts himself between, like he positions himself in front of Kite, just to like provide him some cover in case things get a little hairy, and he's going to do a wind stream in a straight line, like basically like through the center of what Kite's cone was going to do. What Kite's cone would have done. So he's going to put just 2 side points into that, but anything caught in that straight line of just like this huge gust of wind needs to roll a strength saving throw.
Awesome.
And if they fail, they're knocked prone.
Ooh. Oh, good combo.
That is a good combo. They fail. So the remaining, I'm just going to say the remaining clockwork cores that didn't get blasted out, they all kind of like end up falling on their back and their little legs like skittering in the air impotently as the rest of these Artox, I think, move up and are able to smash them fairly easily.
Those dudes that failed their their strength saving throws, they also take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with the damage on top of it, the Artox are more than able to in this round just get up and just start smashing into the clockwork cores, destroying them. And as quick as that, the tide has shifted, and it seems like the Artox now have control over this landing. And they immediately begin to move towards the bindings that are holding this large plant, attempting to free it.
About how far away are those bindings?
I'm going to say about 60 or so feet away from you.
Is it possible to use Mystic Hand to just kind of like yank at it to try and like loosen it, or just like pull it loose?
Is Mystic Hand basically Mage Hand?
It's like Mage Hand, except with like a 60-foot read and a 10-pound limitation.
Yeah, I'll say go ahead and make an Arcana check as you're doing so.
Okay. Arcana. Oof. That's a nat 1.
I think that like the clamp is just kind of anchored in. It seems to be like mechanical in nature, and even with the 10 pounds of strength, the Mystic Hand is just unable to yank it free. But the Artox are able to do so with their whips fairly easily, cutting, like literally just shearing through the metal and cutting it free. And it only has 2 clamps on it left. The goblin Uglos, he'll say, "Wait, what's happening now? I know that the plants, these must be the plants we were talking about. What are they doing?"
It looks like they're freeing the tree.
They can't do that. That's the power source for the station. If they get rid of that, then the station won't be able to operate.
Yeah, but that tree is also in immense pain.
It's like alive, Uglos.
Uglos kind of like looks at y'all and goes, I didn't know that. I
assumed you didn't. You didn't seem like you would have willfully been trying to hurt something that was maybe, a sentient thing.
I had heard, rumors, but, you don't get mods like these by asking those questions, and he kind of gestures to himself.
Yeah, I understand that. Cal's gonna reach back out to the tree, just to see like where it's at, kind of like emotionally now.
It is filled with a deep anger, a deep rage you sense bubbling to its surface, just a general hatred that you can feel has been cultivated in it from this torture it has absorbed.
Cal's gonna ask what's been torturing it. Has it been the clockwork machines, or has it been the station itself?
It can't respond like in words per se, because it communicates in like a different nature, but you see like visions being fed to you of it being installed into the tower and it being basically constantly like juiced like a battery this whole time. The clockworks were simply a new form of torture.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And as you're kind of having this conversation, Uglos kind of looks like he's kind of got that body language of like feeling like maybe he should go out and do something, but he recognizes where he's at, and he kind of is like looking to y'all and is going to follow your lead. And as you guys stand there, if you don't do anything further, the Artox will continue to work on the clamps.
I'm not getting involved in this. Was it our job to make this place run? I thought it was our job to clear it out.
Our job was to find out what happened here.
I feel like we've done that.
And Cal pauses and he goes, "That tree is angry."
Oh, the tree is angry.
Yes.
Okay.
It seems like it was installed into the station against its own will.
Oh.
The clockwork horrors were just the newest in a long line of taking advantage of it.
Right. Okay.
I guess maybe he's like also trying to just like, I'm not necessarily going to say like quell this tree's rage, but also like help it to understand that like Key and Kite and Uglos are here to help, and that they have two other friends, somewhere else on the station that are also trying to help it, and they just want to know what happened here, and to anybody that may have come here, so that they can leave and then just leave it in peace.
Sure, go on and make me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
It says,
Pascal.
oh yeah, the charisma. There we go.
Pascal
Let's go,
has the
baby.
devil's luck.
There it is.
It's a 4 either way.
Oh no.
You attempt to quell this thing's anger, and as you attempt to do so, it pushes back against you. Go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh my god.
It angy.
Very angy. Can't really say that I blame it.
That's a
Oh.
22.
That's real good.
22. You're going to take half of 2. So you take 1 point of psychic damage as it pushes you, ejecting you from its mentals as the final whip of the Artok comes down and the last binding clamp is set free with a massive show of electrical power just arcing out of the tree. Lightning just flies out into it. Several of the Artoks are hit and fried just immediately, while others are celebrating as the tree is now free. At the same time this happens, as the lightning arcs free, boom! You hear an explosion and feel it rumble the entire structure of the satellite. We cut back over to Lex and Lance.
Gosh.
You feel the explosion incredibly close to you. Both of you make dexterity saving throws.
Oh god. Lance.
Lance, no. Lance, buddy, this was your chance.
Lux, you take half of 16 bludgeoning damage as the explosion rocks through you. Kite, Lance, you take the full 16 as just you are pelted with bits of rubble as one of the walls gums down as an explosion blows its way in, and you see that there are several Glom soldiers here wielding light weapons. So I'm gonna go ahead and have everybody roll for initiative in this moment.
Okay, how much damage did you say Lux has? Sorry.
Lux takes half of 16, so 8 points of damage, which you can uncanny dodge if you'd like.
Oh yeah, uncanny dodge, so 4.
We're all
Right.
rolling initiative?
Again, I ask, what is the point of having a +8 to initiative?
Well, I just rolled a nat 20 on initiative.
Wow.
So.
I'm gonna say y'all all roll initiative because you feel the explosion rock the ship.
Love that
right?
for you.
What's your health like, Lance? Like, are you okay?
It's bad.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Is Lance still up?
I'm still up.
Okay.
But I am bloodied.
And now there's Glom
Oh,
soldiers
no.
down here?
Yeah, and you see Glom soldiers begin to pour in. They are taking shots at the Artoks, seemingly exterminating them.
Oh,
Oh.
I don't like that.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Like, I straight up just don't like that.
All right,
Wait,
let me
much
just.
glom?
These just seem to be general conglomerate soldiers. Like the
Okay.
Glom have their own like paramilitary group, and this just seem to be general Glom cadets as they are kind of pushing in. Sorry, let me go ahead and add everybody to the initiative room.
I forgot to select my token.
And
Damn
I had forgotten to remove the tokens from last time, so it would have been bad either way. That's my bad.
Okay. Oh god. This is not a good
Oh,
time
I
to
didn't have
be
myself
split
clicked.
up.
Sorry.
Mm-mm.
Like a +8 to initiative, and it's just like,
No.
Just a widow 2.
just,
My
We don't
+8
have to.
finally, like, paid off for once.
God.
what a
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
waste.
And it looks like somebody played another card as well. Awkward, thank you for playing. Boop-a-doop.
But does that mean my next 2 attacks I'm gonna...
Yes, your next two
Have
attacks you'll have
advantage?
advantage on. Yes.
Oh, okay,
Nice.
cool. Sweet.
Yes, thank you so much for purchasing a pack. All that goes to supporting the cast, which it's split evenly amongst the crew. All right. And then the Artox are going to roll. However, it seems like most of these Artox, they are not. They seem to be civilians, basically.
Oh. My dog's driving this ship.
Itzel's gone.
Like,
Now
you
it's-
just cut back to Itzel, and it's just like, burp, 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 burp,
Yeah,
burp, burp,
he's
burp.
become that, oh shoot, what is that thing called? That little
Dog
dog
of
in that
wisdom.
little
Dog
air.
of
Yeah, the
wisdom.
dog of
Dog of
wisdom.
wisdom. Bah, 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 bah.
Lady is with Itzel right now, so he's not driving.
So they're talking to each other.
Yeah.
I love the idea that of like we were joking about backstage before the show began. We were like, it's gonna be Lux's big day out. Now it's Itzel's big day out.
Itty bitty, it's
Yeah.
a day out.
It's old lady.
Amazing. Alrighty, that is gonna put us at the top of the round. Kite,
Ooh, we got so many cards played.
we do have so many cards.
Yeah,
OMG.
The people are trying to help.
they're being nice.
A random player gets 4 temp hit points. So let me go ahead and roll that real quick.
I believe
Yeah,
that's
I'm-
5 temp hit points.
Oh, 5
Waiting
temp.
for someone to cash in that thing where like Kite just gets hit in the face with water in the middle of this.
Please, for the love of God, somebody help my boy Lance.
Yeah.
It's cool. We're fine. It's fine.
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be
It's
me.
fine until it's not fine.
It's gonna be me.
So Kite, you get 5 temp hit points. And then maybe the tails are true. Cal, you have next. You have advantage on your next attack roll.
Oh,
And,
thank gosh.
and Lance, you have 2 of those d6 you can subtract for another roll. So Kite, you feel the explosion rip through the space station. What do you do?
Ooh, cool. And this is with the tree that does it?
No,
Cool.
it had the explosion has originated from the subdeck that Lance and Lux went down to. The tree,
Okay.
it just happened kind of in conjunction with that happening.
Okay. So I don't have 10 minutes, which is what my other plan was going to be.
You could always hold action until my turn, and we could do something real reckless.
Like what?
Ooh.
Well, you saw how all the little plant dudes were coming up in through a gash in the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means it must be big enough for us to fit through.
Yeah.
And it's gotta lead down to where they are, right?
Uh-huh.
What if we just jump through that hole?
True. You're right. Yeah.
Uglos goes, that's what our plan is. We're gonna run and jump out of the hole.
Kyle looks at Uglos and he goes, "We're," and gestures at Kite
I like this
and
guy.
him. He's like, "We're going to jump through that hole."
Okay, Kite's like, I have a crazy idea first.
All right,
And then I'm gonna go for that hole. And he is going to pull out a little tiny tart and a feather. And so, like, he's got, like, his wand between, like, his two middle fingers. And he's got this feather in one finger. And he just, like, crushes them into the tart. And throws it in the direction of the tree and casts hideous laughter on it.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness!
It's not immune to the charm effect. Go. What's the save?
It's a wisdom saving throw of 16. Please.
It fails.
Oh, yes! Okay, so it starts laughing uproariously and falls prone.
I would love to see a tree fall prone.
Yeah, same.
I want to see a tree laugh.
Yeah, same.
It makes this very weird and surreal noise, almost like the sound of like timber twisting and snapping, which you recognize is like laughter, which kind of happens in conjunction with it now free of its bindings, kind of it seems to be almost more vine-like than tree-like, and as you cast this Tasha's hideous laughter on it, the cracking noise happens as it kind of falls down prone, crushing another Artok underneath it.
Oh no, I feel a little bad about that Artok, but the tree will probably not do any worse things, and Kite's just gonna start booking it for that hole, and he's gonna look towards the tree and be like, I'm so sorry, I had no other choice, genuinely I don't want to hurt you, so I just made you laugh a little bit. He keeps running.
And then he just jumps out the hole?
Yeah, I mean, if it's within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, it's within 30 feet of you, and yeah.
I was gonna go, but like, how deep is the hole though?
Kite, you run forward, jump out the hole, and you are in the astral sea.
Oh. Okay.
So you can move your additional movement speed. You've gotten 30, you still have 170.
He's booking it, taking sight of the Glom soldiers, and just kind of realizing that Lance and Lux probably need help, so he's heading for that.
Cal reaches out to him telepathically, and he's like, "Hey, what do you see?"
Oh, he's like, Astral Sea, Glom soldiers, big explosion, they're in the ship, they're coming, I'm assuming they're going for Lance and Lux.
Got it, right behind you.
Okay.
Beautiful, I love it. Yeah, I just love that scene of Kite like gunning it, jumping, like swan diving out the hole, and then just like in the astral sea just picks up so much speed as he just moves to his maximum like distance.
Yeah. He's got Doldrum like next to him swimming along.
Yeah, Doldrum is like in the slipstream of Kite moving so fast. I love it. Amazing. That is going to make it your turn, Lux. It does not look like these Glom soldiers have noticed you yet. Like, it does not appear that you are even on their radar as they busted in.
Okay. I don't have any kind of mental communication with it, so I mean we haven't really established that, so probably not, right?
No, if it was a more classical familiar, maybe, but not really, no.
Okay. It's got a little road body, just so you know.
I am hearing a little bit of robot too, yeah.
Yeah. The music is also robot-y.
Oh yeah, it looks like the stream might be bugging out. 1 second, go. What's going on with the bit rate?
There we go.
There we go.
Sounds better now. Okay. I think Lux is just gonna be like as loud as she can, and this is probably like the worst idea, but like she just remembers Itzel flying off into space, so she's just like, Itzel, come! Like as loud as she can. And Woof.
Bork.
And she's gonna hope that works. And then she's gonna grab Lance's arm and just be like, "We really need to work on your balance." And then she's gonna try to like run out with him.
So I will say at this point, the whatever systems were being used to keep the gravity online have failed at this point. So y'all are in the astral sea. You have your astral sea movement that you can use. So if you want to drag Lance, you totally can do that. It will be half your movement speed, half your astral sea movement speed.
That's okay. I really don't trust Lance to stay on his feet at all. So honestly, she's not gonna let go of Lance.
Damn,
Fair.
Lance.
Fair and understandable.
Also, I'm going to say, as you call out to Itzel, go ahead and just make me a straight charisma roll.
Okay. I'm so worried right now. Okay. Oh, 21.
Oh, yeah. You.
I got a nat 20.
I think you immediately see the ship stop and like immediately begin to do an about face. Like just it's like hella far away at this point, but you see it like just come to an immediate like abrupt whip and turn around with that nat 20.
Oh, good.
Amazing.
Dog barking.
Yeah, you just like amplified bark noise is like coming from the ship as it is like as it is progressing closer. I love it. So you shouted out to Itzel, which I'll say is just a free action because it's just speaking, and then you've grabbed Lance. We'll say that's your item interaction. You still got your main action and bonus action.
Lance is an item.
Lance is
I'm can I dash with Lance?
Yeah, absolutely. If you dash with Lance, you can move your regular astral sea movement speed.
Okay, then yeah, that's what I'm gonna fucking do. And we're running out. I'm pulling him out of into the astral sea.
Amazing. What's Lux's movement? Or what's Lux's intelligence score?
Her intelligence score is 1. 13 at the, whatever.
13. So that means you can move 65 feet with Lance in tow. If you wanted to, you can also use your main action and you can move another 65 feet as well. So you'll be able to move from 30. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So Lux grabbing Lance and just pulling him free. You make a beeline straight for the opening in one of the walls. It seems like this explosion that is ripped through. Not only has it turned off the gravity, but it also dislodged the large green pod that had kind of affixed itself to the side of the structure, and you are able to pull Lance kind of out that direction, away from the Glom soldiers. As they are just like the Glom soldiers are just opening up on these Artuks, just like some of them some of them are like using flame-based weapons, others are just using like basically heavy like assault rifles. As
Okay.
You see the Lance, you see the pink and the blue Artuk kind of like reach out to you with like a tentacle as you're being pulled away.
Oh no. Oh.
That is going to make it the Glom's turn. The Gloms are just going to start like systematically walking around, just shooting the Artuk, just gunning them down. I'm going to say, Lance and Lux, go ahead and make stealth checks because they don't seem to have been here for you.
25.
I'm going to say they're with the 11 and the 25 from Lance and Lux. They were they're so focused that they don't pay y'all any mind as y'all float off into the astral sea, kind of going around the opposite end of the station.
I have 2 questions in terms of spacing.
Yeah.
How close are we to the Nimbus now?
The Nimbus got quite a good distance away. It is, I would say you're all about maybe 400 feet out from it.
And how close are we to the ship?
The Glom ship is on the opposite side of the. Well, actually, the Glom ship is actually somewhat adjacent to you, y'all. It's fairly close because they had to blow a hole into the thing in a direction where their ship wasn't. Otherwise, there were the potential for them to blow their own ship up, right?
And it's a small ship.
Yeah, it looks to be your basic small like glom prowler. Like this is a hitman
Cool.
vehicle.
Yes. Sorry, I have lots of things that I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking of lots of options. Okay.
No, absolutely. So yeah, the Artox turns, they are they are basically panicked. You see some of them, like the ones that, like the bigger ones that you kind of recognize as like kind of the warrior class of this society, they begin to move up like and start whipping at them, and a couple of the bandits go down. But you do see that they're like the humans, these Golem soldiers, they have superior firepower. Thank you as well for the D4 or the 5 temporary hit points from whomever played that. I'm gonna go ahead and roll that real quick. I'm not gonna give it to Galaxy because Galaxy got the last one. This one goes to Lance. Lance, you get 5 temp hit points.
Hey.
Thank you,
Oh, God.
Hawkward, for that. So yeah, it looks like the Artox are unfortunately being fairly quickly decimated in this moment. Cal, it is your turn. You see Kite just jump and leap out, having that brief communication with him. What do you do?
First I'm gonna gain 4 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And then bonus action, he is going to Cloak of Air. So when he gets to where he's going, everybody's going to have to roll all attacks on him at disadvantage. And he's just going to run towards this hole and do like a front flip gainer out of it.
Oh yeah.
And just like noom towards the like where the glommies have like crashed in.
Oh, awesome.
So, like about what distance would that be?
It would have been about 30 feet to get to the hole, and then the distance between the like the different chunks is about it's about 400 feet. The from height to low.
Okay.
So Kite is about halfway there at this point. They're just getting to the stage platform.
Gotcha. Well, we're just going to keep moving.
Absolutely. What's your intelligence score?
18.
Oh, perfect.
So
Yeah,
that would be a movement speed of 90.
Yeah, so you're like right behind Kite. Like he's like maybe up like 10 or 10, 15 feet ahead of you, but you're like right on his tail.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, and you see like some of the Artox like kind of like almost like reactionarily went to like whip at you, but they all just miss as the cloak of air buffets their attacks away. Excellent. That is going to make it Lance. Your turn. You are being dragged by Lux out the hole. You still have like vision in, and you can just see the slaughter occurring. What do you do?
I think Lance goes, Lux, I'm sorry, and he's gonna push off, and I have 80 feet of astral movement speed. And I'm gonna shoot back into the space. I'm going to upcast Chaos Bolt, and I'm going to twin it as well.
Hell yeah!
Let's go, bestie.
Because you said there are 3 of these guys, right?
There are several of them. There's like about it's like a small platoon, so about 6.
Well,
We're in it now.
I mean, you guys are coming down, aren't you? Right?
Yeah.
Go for it. Please.
And I the last thing I say to Lux as I'm leaving is I'm like, I'm here to do something good. And he's gonna go just zoom in and do his Chaos Bolt. So first attack is a 13 to hit.
13 hits.
The
Go ahead and
other
roll damage.
one's
And a 15 is going to do it
gonna
as
be
well.
a 15 to hit.
Hell yeah.
And then when I upcast it, I rolled 2 1s on some of my stuff. I'm gonna say it's going to be poison damage. So that's why did it do that?
That's
Or
actually
poison
good. So
damage.
because you
Yeah.
upcasted it, it actually counts. It does twin that, or it does activate because you got 1 on 2 of the dice.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll another attack roll as it bounces.
Oh, wait. So, sorry. What happened because of the ones?
So when Chaos Bolt, when you roll 2 of the same number on any of the dice, the Chaos Bolt effect happens. Yeah, so you got it with that one. That's why upcasting Chaos Bolt is so good because any of those duplicates counts. Yeah, it's great.
And I'm gonna hit those 2. So it's 2 more attacks, right?
So yeah, you hit with the 15 and the 12 from the initial twinning of the Chaos Bolt. Both of those hit, and then the damage of 11 also causes it to bounce again. So go ahead and roll another 2.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So first one's going to be a 14 to hit.
That hits.
Second one's going to be a 27 to hit, and then I'm going to do my damage again. It's not letting me. Hello. So it's poison again. It's going to be 18 more damage to each of them,
and it bounces again. 'Cause you got 260.
Oh my god.
Okay, cool. So it's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
And a 22 to hit.
Holy shit.
And we're going to do it again. I bounces again! This one's going to be psychic damage. But that's 17 more damage.
Holy shit.
This is everything
this is where
we needed.
all of your luck has been hiding.
Yeah.
A 14. And that last one's a nat 1. Or no. That's it is a nat 1. That's a nat 1. But so one of them will hit, and that's going to be bounce again. This time force damage. It's gonna be 16 more force damage, and then with the bounce, do I just roll the 1 attack again?
Yeah, just the 1 attack.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Holy
And that's a nat 20.
It's a nat 20! Oh my god.
Double the dice.
And it's thunder damage. That doesn't have the critical on it, though, I don't think.
No, I don't see the crit on there. So go ahead and roll it again.
Yeah. And then we'll just take off the modifier. Or no, there's no modifier because it's Chaos Bolt.
Yeah, just roll the damage again and we'll just add it in. And then also, if any of the dice are duplicates, then it will count for either of those.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we need Chaos Bolt is so 2 more D8 and
2 more D6.
a D6. Yeah. No, 1 more D6. Because the. Oh no, you're right. Because I upcast it. You're right.
Yeah.
So
Just 2d6.
that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, and another 22 damage.
Holy Christ.
I roll. What did I roll?
You roll
8 and a
duplicates
7.
again. Okay, well, I'm gonna say, Werewolf, what does it look like as Lance just lets forth the fucking most insane Chaos Bolt that you can even imagine? As it,
No,
I'm gonna say
fully.
it decimates every single one of these Glom soldiers. They all die from this.
I think Lance has a moment where it's like, I don't have all of the pieces yet of this like image of the fractal that we're looking at. Something has happened here in the space, and I understand that like I'm hurt. Lux is trying to help, but that image of the painted Artok reaching out to me, like Lance fully crying like big Ghibli tears, like flies back into the space and just like throws the first 2 twin spells and feels this like reserve of chaos energy in him, and he just keeps throwing these bolts out, just like ripping through these guys. Force damage, lightning damage, poison, force, and just like decimating the crew.
You absolutely destroy them. One of them just turns to dust as you hit them with this energy. Another one just like becomes like literally a skeleton as the flesh is flayed off of them. There is one individual left. His face, he is like crying, blood is bleeding out of his nose and his ears, and he looks up at you and he says, Who the fuck are you?
And I say, my name's Lance the Little. You're dead. And I just kick him in the face.
Amazing. And he just falls over, fucking completely dead. Awesome. Fuck. I'm just gonna say y'all are out of combat now because that was incredible. That was
my God.
amazing. I feel like that was like maybe one of the most insane series of rolls I've ever seen in any tabletop game I've ever played or even watched. That was insane. Like
that was wild.
And it's funny because if you look at the damage rolls, you can see how many of them I rolled like max numbers on several of the dice. So it's like 16 damage, 29 damage. Like it was just so much damage. That was so silly.
Jesus Christ.
So much happening.
Pour through these motherfuckers like it was nothing. Like that was, and then the
I
crit
forgot
at the
that
end.
Chaos Bolt. Yeah, I forgot that Chaos Bolt could do that, but that's like the secondary effect under the table of when you roll the d8s. That's so funny.
Right.
God.
That was
Wow.
awesome.
Holy shit.
Excellent.
Because if you roll the same number, you get to choose a different target. I thought it was just like it hits again, but you choose a new target, so it just fucking keeps bouncing around. That's incredible.
yeah, twin
That was
spell
so-
Chaos Bolt, man.
Oh my god.
That was
Wow.
wild.
Incredible.
So does this mean that Kite and Cal roll up on this?
You roll up and Lance is just fucking
Yes.
committing murder
You
in
see
this
just-
space.
You see this incredibly fun-loving, easygoing individual just destroying these 6 men. There are shreds of them on the ground, splattered up against the wall, pieces of them floating in the air as dust, and you see Lance say that killer line before kicking that man out dead into the astral sea as his body goes tumbling away. The Artox again are just worshiping and celebrating and cheering as you are kind of like processing this intense display of violence.
Kite is gonna immediately fly up to Lance and take his hand and be like, "What happened? Are you okay? What was that?" Like he's like fully not processing that was fully Lance. Like he's convinced that there's something additional happening, almost.
It's one of those moments. Everything in the equation happened to land at the right spot, and so I just kept pulling. And I think these plants are friends. I can't talk to them. And there was one really cute one that it was sad, and I just, it's fine.
It's okay. Why don't
I
we?
just didn't want to leave it.
If they're not going to attack us, why don't we go back in there and maybe I can talk to the plants? Because
Oh
I
my
think,
God.
I think
Oh god, I
think
knew in my heart that you could do like some kind of spell, but I was like, it's just the 2 of us down here and no one could talk to them. Oh god.
No. He's like, I need 10 minutes, but I can do it. Those. Do you think they're sending more soldiers? Those Glom soldiers?
I'm gonna be so honest, I think no.
Cal like just a couple seconds after Kite just like comes skidding in, and he just like immediately looks around. He just sees like viscera on the walls, like a dude is dust. There's just one dude that has like a just straight up boot print on his face. As he's skidding by him, he just kind of like baps him on the forehead, slaps a little Spare the Dying on him.
Oh, that's funny. That's actually really funny.
That's really good. I like that.
Yeah.
After I just told this man my full name.
You did.
He's stable. Like whether he actually like makes it out of here is a completely different story.
That's up to him.
It's not even up to him. He doesn't have any hit points. He's just stable.
That's really funny.
Like an Artok could just like trip and like fall on him and like he's dead again.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, like he skids to a halt and he's like, we could take 10 minutes or like I could just try talking to him.
I mean, why don't you try and I'll start doing this, and if what you're doing doesn't work, then I'll have this.
Alright,
Yeah, and Kite goes and sits on the floor. He naturally gravitates towards the plant that kind of looks like Lance, and settles on the floor over by that one.
Yeah.
And he sets his book down and he starts casting comprehend languages ritually.
I love it.
Cal holsters his gun in his thigh holster. He's like, I guess I didn't need that. What's up?
I was gonna ask how long it would take, because Lex can just go back there easy, yeah, because they're in the
Oh,
Nexus
yeah,
sea, so
fly.
she can, even though Lance, did he push her way farther? Did he push her way farther by leaving?
No, he just.
I thought about kicking off you when I flew, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna fly.
He didn't shove you further away, but he did push off you a little bit for sure.
Okay. So I think when that happened,
you definitely
when
would have been
that.
within eyesight of this display of chaos power.
Okay, yeah. She would just be like, fucking set, and then just run back over there, and then before she could even do anything, they were all gone. So yeah, she'll just be watching as they do this. I do have a question though.
Sure.
I was thinking about these plant things, these Arbucks.
These what nows?
I kind of blurred what I was saying because I can't remember exactly what it is. So I was like, Arba.
These Arbucks.
Arba. Do they? Oh, Artuk. Okay.
There you go.
Arbok's like the Pokemon. Little snake plants. Anyway, would Lex see any connection between them being tied to the nature revenants, since they seem to be affected by time stuff? And Lance told Lex that.
I love that. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Especially with Ira on the wall. Oh my god. Please. I'm gonna use another knowledge from the past life because I feel like it's important.
Go for it.
Just all of them today.
All of them. I mean, 14, I guess, which is fine.
With a 14, I'm going to say that they are curious to you. It definitely feels like these creatures are kind of evolved in a strange way. They do have an interesting energy about them, but you don't make any direct ties between the nature revenants and the Artuks.
I gotta go get Itzel. God.
I think at this point, the ship has still been barking this whole time and has pulled up close enough to the side of the satellite, and you see Lady and Itzel kind of sitting in the front seat of the ship, and Itzel's woo as they come close.
Bork.
Can I go get him? Can I just leave the room and go get him while they're doing this?
Sure.
Okay.
I guess while Kite is in the process of ritual casting comprehend languages, he'll try just speaking to. He's like, which one was the friend shaped one, Lance?
Oh, I'm fully. While Kite is here doing the ritual spell, we're holding hands again. Me and this little painted.
Oh, you and the front shaped one are holding hands.
We're fully holding hands right now.
Okay, so Cal's like that. Okay, and so he telepathically reaches out to that friend, and he goes, "Hi."
Again, kind of like the tree, you don't get direct words, but you get a feeling of excitement and greeting, and it will kind of mentally point to the graphic, and it'll be it's you.
Oh right, this is my first time seeing this mural. Okay, so he's saying that the mural is up. What are your pronouns, by the way?
It looks confused by that concept.
Don't
Okay, cool.
teach it
Any.
gender.
Gotcha. No. We're shutting this down right now. Any. Got it.
Don't curse it.
Cal. It's a perfectly good art talk. Now look at it. You gave it anxiety by telling me
Exactly.
gender. I guess I'll roll an investigate on the mural, or should I roll an insight?
Your choice.
You know what? I'm gonna roll this insight because I have I've got advantage on it right now. 17.
Yeah, you get the sense that this is like maybe not like worshipful, but it is almost like a memorial.
Oh.
Okay. So Cal's going to respond back like with confusion about the events, but also like this feeling of confirming, yes, that's us, but maybe not yet.
You get like the Artok. The Artok does a funny motion, which it takes you a second to realize it's like nodding as it's like kind of periscopic head is kind of going up and down. And then it points over to the larger mural and it points at. Yeah?
Hello?
Werewolf?
Did you have? Do you want to
No,
interject?
it's just adorable.
Oh, okay.
Things.
He points over to the middle mural, and he points to a specific shape, a specific spelljammer, and he says again, "It's you."
Oh.
Now, does this Nimbus look roughly, like, relatively, like the size of our Nimbuses now? Or does it look different?
It looks different.
Uh-huh.
How different?
Quite different. It looks much larger. It looks like it looks like it maybe even has a different base shape to it.
For the record, like, Cal is, like, doing his best to just, like, translate and, like, he's, like, translating feelings and emotions to, like, words to Lance and then, like,
Right.
like,
It's
words and stuff back to feelings and emotions to this Artuk.
It's very difficult. and then the Artuk gestures at the central image of the second mural of this large swirling shape with this symbol on it, and it communicates something to you that you do not understand, that is beyond your conception, but you do understand the fear that it fills you with.
The fear.
Yes.
Oh.
It's as you look at the mural, as you look at this spot, it almost feels heavy, and you almost feel yourself falling into it as you are like looking at this symbol.
Is it almost like a black hole?
It does kind of have that kind of aesthetic to it. Like it is like, you do notice, like, as you kind of make that connection, all these ships do kind of seem to be like in orbit around this like point of darkness.
Cal definitely points that out, and he's like, you know that thing when you're trying to come up with the word for something, you're snapping your finger, and he's just like, I've got nothing. There's nothing I know to put what that is into words, but it's bad. There's nothing but fear and calamity there.
And then in the final picture, it shows like the Artuks moving through the hole in space, and you get the conception escape.
So you escaped from this, and you came here.
It nods its head again in the funny way that it does.
Oh.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Oh, speaking of which, Uglos is here too. He's come with y'all.
Yeah,
So Cal like looks to Lance, and he's like, "Look, this is fractals timelines, canon, all that great shit. That's your territory, but it seems like we might have something fucked up coming our way in the future, possibly.
Is there obviously these things were painted. Is there some kind of pigment around here or something? Like paint or something that Lance could use?
Yeah, it seems like they're kind of like rough paints that have been scavenged.
For sure. I think while Cal is talking through this sort of imagery and Kite's getting ready with the comprehend languages, I think Lance picks up a small pot of paint and walks up to a bit of clear wall, and I think he's just gonna start doing math again, kind of writing out the math of what we talked about in the stomach of the Ouroboros, of kind of all those things happening. And I think he's going to start comparing two displacement events happening in the same sector like this, and he's comparing all these numbers, and I think I want to try and see if I can observe any kind of interesting kind of arcane fractal interaction happening here.
Definitely. Go ahead and make me just a straight intelligence check.
Okay. And would I be able to have help from... Would Lady and Itzel have gotten back over here by this point, maybe?
Yeah, I'll say yes at this point.
Okay,
Cool.
so Lux will have Itzel in her arms.
Yes, Lux has rejoined the group. So go ahead and roll that Arcana with advantage. 21. You, much like the being eaten by the Ouroboros and encountering it, this is an incredibly unlikely event. Two displacements of this nature, of such a great time frame, that's incredibly rare to begin with. Have both of them happening in the same sector of space, even more rare. Both of them happening in on the same space station, that basically boggles your mind.
And I think Lance is kind of just having a moment where he's just writing all over the wall and talking to himself. And he's like, it's here. I know it's here. Hell, I know you think the math is annoying, but we are moving into such incredibly improbable territory right now. There's a certain level of unexpectedness that we all exist in. I might choose to wear a white shirt for no reason on a Tuesday. That's a completely normal random event that could happen, and we can kind of account for those things when we talk about probabilities, especially in these big scales. Something's wrong, or something big is happening.
Can Lux ask Itzel if those guys, the Artuks, are like him?
No. And cock is ahead of you.
That doesn't seem affirmative nor negative.
Boop.
I feel like Mello finishes his thing.
Oh yes.
Or Mello. Duh, God, why did I do that?
Because you got two
Kite.
such good characters.
Kite finishes his spell. And looks at the nearest Artok and is like, can you tell me where you all came from exactly? More specific terms?
The Artok will begin to speak to you, and the comprehend languages spell does work. It's just...
No.
It's broken.
Oh, okay.
As you are talking, it's there is so much cultural and species drift happening in this moment that y'all are so different that it's even difficult for the magic of the spell to be able to to work in this moment, but it does give you a basic level of communication. And as you ask, where did you come from, more specifically, it will say, we came from the future to escape.
Escape what?
And it will say something that does not come through the translation. It just, you don't have a reference for it. But this sentence, as it makes this noise, all four of you who hear this you get shivers. Like, you feel an unease as this is spoken.
And we were the ones who sent you through here?
We sent ourselves to escape. You are the heroes.
Of what?
And it just kind of points at the middle arrow.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you ask them if they know who this is? And she points to the picture of Ira on there.
Yeah, he'll just point and say, "Do you know who this is, by chance?"
Like you, fabled hero.
He looks at Lux and he says, "Like us, fabled hero."
Huh.
Can Kite roll insight on like why she's asking? Because he doesn't recognize that figure, right?
Oh, I think you absolutely can roll insight.
Yes.
Kind of like, who that bitch?
And then
God damn it! I rolled a 3, so it's a total of 8.
8. Right, you go in and make a deception.
Okay.
8 is the DC.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah.
Indeed.
While it definitely feels maybe out of place to you, Kite, I don't think it feels more out of place than anything else that Lux does normally.
Got it. So
Fucking weird all the time. It's fine.
bars in hell. Got it. Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah, he'll kind of look it over and say, "So we save something from something with this lady. And then they escaped that. They were getting away from whatever we were doing." And Kite will say, look back at the Artok and kind of ask, "By chance, do you have any idea what we did to become heroes?"
The Artok will say, it will communicate one phrase, one concept. Sacrifice. And I think that is where we're going to call the session.
Ah, no!
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out. Thank you to all the lurkers, chatters, everybody hanging. Thank you, everybody who rated in. A special thank you to Domino for the subscription, Rights for the subscription, Mega Magnet for the raid, and then also the lovely folks who picked up Streamloots packs, Hawkward for picking up a pack, Illithid for picking up a pack, Domino, and Werewolf, of course. Thank you so much, y'all, for all the support. It all goes to funding the magic. We are going to be live again in 2 weeks, but before we do so, I'm going to go ahead and go around one last time so you can know where to find my lovely, lovely party. Werewolf, why don't you start?
Hello. My name is Werewolf BF. I played Lance a little tonight. You can find me everywhere as Werewolf BF. That is where as in the question, wolf as the animal, and the letters BF. And tonight's episode is your reminder. Something kind.
Hell yeah.
Something good.
I love that. Excellent. Next we have Galaxy.
Hi, I'm Galaxy. You can find me at most places at GalaxyBot, including TikTok and YouTube. Galaxy is always spelled with an IE for me. And I was playing Kite tonight.
Perfect. Next we have RightQ.
I am RightQ. You can find me at twitch.tv/RightQ, streaming like twice a week, typically now. And I played Lux.
Perfect. And last but certainly not least, we have Domino.
I am Domino. I've been Cal tonight. You can catch me on Twitter at twitter.com/DominoRBG, and you can also just catch me anywhere else around the internet being a nuisance, and also in Timbo's Guild House on numerous productions.
It's true. Come and join the guild house. I'd love to have you. Thank you so much. I've been Timbo, your wizard, your humble host. We are going to go ahead and raid over on over to Will of the Dice, who are a lovely D&D group or a lovely tabletop group, and I'm actually going to be on their stream this Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST. Yeah, 9 p.m. EST. We're going to be playing a fun little module created by Ren called Shots and Daggers, which is going to be a great time. But yeah, thank you again so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you have an excellent rest of your upcoming week, and don't forget to stay magical. I'll talk to you very, very soon.
Bye.
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 Bye.